before. No, we don't really wanna see Key though. That's the little nigga wanna see me coast. Right pad, cause I kick ass. Come there fast, be there in a little bit. Nuts got big, transform quick. Now I'm finna spit, then I'm back to a little bitch. Fuck with me, you out your league. This rare breed, best of the best. East to the west, south to the rest. You can invest, just step to the leg. That's your heat, there's no thunder. I don't give a damn what you did last summer. Stunners, run up, get done up to sun up. Spinning little niggas like DJs.
I'm relaxing in my sandals straight. I'm while the candles lit. No, you can't handle it.
Hey, yo, it's going down. Hey, what's happening? What's happening? When y'all come to the building, make sure you hit the like button. Jump in the comments. Let me know you're in the building. It is going down. My man Just Do in the building. Salute Just Do in the building. Hey, Just, if you want to, come up here and build with us. I want you on the panel if you got some time, Just Do. So you come up here and build, man. Let me know if you're still in the building. Get up on the panel. The biggest V, what's happening with it? Week the Week is in the building. Samara White, what's happening? Salute. Ask Val what it do. What's happening with it, y'all? Hey, it's going down. We finna cook. We got a lot to cook on today. So come in the building, smash the like button. And let's get to it. Let me send my man Money Brown the link. Let me see. Let me see. I think I'm gonna do a panel. And that's when people come up here and cook. Yeah, I'm gonna put out that link to it in a little bit so we can all cook on the situation, on the little situation at hand.
Still stirring from the songs on the mixtape. Not you right here, look this way. Focus so the picture clear, Betty. Hoping that I disappear, but I won't, cause I came to the bank and the pot is clear. Thank God there's Shakur here. What you think? Don't care. No, that
JD was happening with it. Salute. Okay, let's get to it. First thing I want to cook on before I'm gonna give my man Money some time to get in the building. But the first thing I want to cook on, right? I want to shit before, because we gonna get into the whole Shakur and Keyshawn thing for sure. So we definitely got to get into that. And I hate to say it, but I knew it was coming. And I knew what side it was gonna come from. But hey, I'm still a fan of both fighters, but we definitely go cook into that, because we got to dive deep into that situation and talk about what the reason was to make Keyshawn do what he did and say what he said. But now, let's get into Floyd Schofield. Let's get into Kid Austin fighting my man Tevin Farmer. Let's get into Kid Austin fighting Tevin Farmer. And then we're going to get into Devin Haney calling everybody out. We're going to talk about Errol Spence. He looked like he's back and ready to get rumbling again. And, of course, the whole Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis. But before we get into Keyshawn Davis and Shakur Stevenson, man, I want to talk about Kid Austin and Floyd Schofield. They will be fighting. Floyd Schofield, Kid Austin will be fighting my man Tevin Farmer in July. Now, this was a fight that I was hearing rumors about for a little bit, but I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't think that Kid Austin was gonna take the fight against Tevin Farmer. Now, they think that Kid Austin can go in there and bully Tevin Farmer and kind of do what Zepeda did the second fight. I'm going to tell y'all right now, Kid Austin ain't a William Zepeda, right? He not William Zepeda, and Tevin Farmer finna go in there and put hands on this boy. Tevin Farmer finna go in against Kid Austin, and he gonna put hands and feet on that boy. I'm telling y'all right now, it's easy money. I got Tevin Farmer putting hands and feet on Floyd Schofield, but Floyd Schofield, his back is up against the wall. Not only did they just sign a slave contract, because if y'all don't know about that, they turned down Abdullah Mason, right? They was gonna make $1 million payday versus Abdullah Mason, and his daddy said that he turned that down to take a $5 million per year, $5 million a year for 5 years. Now, let me explain to y'all what that deal is, because when you hear that deal, a lot of people think, oh, well, he's going to be getting $1 million a year. No. It's a 5-year contract, and he only can make $5 million in that 5 years, right? But he got to fight 3 times a year. He's going to be fighting 3 times a year. That boy, he finna be getting chump change. It's pitiful. He turned down $1 million payday. He could have made $1 million in one whop. It's gonna take him damn near a year and a half. It's gonna take him shit. How long is it gonna take him to make $1 million now? This shit crazy. 3 fights a year. So that's, let me see, 3 times 5. That's 15. That's 15 fights for $5 million. Do the math. That's 15 fights for $5 million. Yeah, 15 fights for $5 million. That's how much. That's the contract that Kid Austin signed, and he turned down $1 million for one fight, to fight Abdullah Mason. So basically, all that do is let me know that all that shit that Kid Austin daddy be talking, Auntie Schofield be talking, they don't really believe in him. Oh, yeah. My Cash App. Let me put my Cash App up here. And salute to my dog, Anti-Slob in the building. Jim Brown in the building. My man Ask Val in the building. Prime HD in the building. Who else I missed? Commander Hopper. What's happening with it? We finna cook on this one. But right now, we're talking about Kid Floyd Schofield Austin taking a deal that's only gonna pay him $5 million for 15 fights. Hey, just do. If you want to come up here and cook, let me know, man. I'll drop the link for you. But that's nasty work. You could have made $1 million in one fight to fight my boy Abdullah Mason, but you turned it down, and you're bragging about turning it down to make $5 million for 15 fights? That shit crazy. That's like he'll be making what, like, what's that's like a little over 300,000 a fight. That's like he only gonna be making a little over 300,000 a fight, and you could have made $1 million in one fight. But you didn't believe in your son, because imagine, right, if they really did believe in him and he went out there and knocked off Abdullah Mason, the price goes through the ceiling, because then you just knocked off one of the biggest the biggest prospect in all of boxing. Well, I ain't even gonna call Abdullah Mason a prospect right now, right? One of the biggest contenders in all of boxing. Everybody's high on Abdullah Mason, right? They think he's gonna be the next one, right? And if you really believed in your son and you had him go out there and knock off Abdullah Mason, made $1 million, and then came back, and the price would have been through the roof. Okay, just let me know when you make it to the crib, and I'm gonna drop the link for you, Just. OTM Bish says turning down $1 million and signing a $5 million for 5 years is crazy as hell. Man, and not only that, it's 3 fights a year. 3 fights a year. Man gonna be making a little over $300,000 a year if you add that. That shit crazy. Shit crazy, man. Yeah, so man, Kid Austin, and see what y'all don't realize is the reason I believe that his daddy is the one that had him sign that contract, because Kid Austin already came out and he already said that his daddy takes all of his paychecks when he get paid, right? He hands over all his paychecks. As soon as he get paid, he give it to his pops, because he said his pops know what to do with it. Like, you a grown man and you got a child and you can't handle your own money. That's a red flag already right there. So you know his pops is the one that had him take that deal. Now, you may ask yourself, why would his pops have him take basically a slave deal like that? In my opinion, is the reason he did that shit is because his pops want to make sure that he secured some type of money for himself for the next 5 years, because he don't believe in his son like that, right? Because he know that all of the shit that they didn't pull, the boxing world is looking at them crazy. Oscar De La Hoya is looking at them crazy. That shit that he pulled against Shakur Stevenson, hey, it don't get no lower than that, right? And then y'all gotta forget, he was supposed to fight Austin Silva a couple years back, and he pulled out of the Austin Silva fight when Austin Silva was supposed to be 1-1. So the Shakur ain't the first time that Kid Austin abruptly pulled out of the fight, right? So you know that Oscar De La Hoya, he looking at Kid Austin like, hey, y'all got one more time. Y'all got one more time to F up. And don't fuck around and lose a fight. Don't fuck around and lose a fight. We chunking the deuce. And if he look bad and lose a fight, right, after talking all that shit, you think any one of these other promoters is going to want to sign him and give him some bread? Nah, they going to throw him to the side. So what his daddy was doing is securing the bag for himself, because he know that if his son don't get no bread, he don't get no bread. So while we looking at the situation like, man, 300-some thousand, if you talking all this shit like you one of the top fighters in your division, and you only gonna be making 300-some thousand, right, per fight for the next 5 years, we looking at that shit crazy, because we know how much these top fighters make. And we know it's basically, once you get to that top level, it's no cap on the amount of money that you can make, right? But he looking at the situation like, if we fuck up, we ain't gonna be making no money. So let me lock in this deal so I can make sure we get something for the next 5 years. We at least get something for the next 5 years. But hey, man, like I said, you can look at it 2 different ways. You can look at it as him being smart because his son ain't really like that. Or you can look at it as him being smart because he don't believe in his son. Pick one of them, because it's got to be one of them. If he really believed in his son like he be talking, right? He tell you his son whoop on Shakur, Tank, Abdullah Mason. He tell you all these extravagant lies about his son. But when you look at the whole picture, it shows you the opposite. When you see his son fight, you see the opposite. Yeah, the kid, he got some talent, but his talent never stood out to me like, man, he gonna be one of them ones. I've been seeing him struggle with C- level competition. You ain't never seen a Shakur Stevenson, Abdullah Mason, Keyshawn Davis, Javante Davis, Devin Haney. You ain't never seen none of these top fighters struggle with C- level competition. You never seen it. So when you see that early on in the fighter's career, you don't think that these promoters and these matchmakers that raises a red flag to them? And so, man, I think that his daddy don't believe in his son, so he just trying to secure himself, right, some stability for the next 5 years, right? But see, what he don't understand, Just, and let me read my man Just comment. My man say, they just put a cap on their potential earning, in my opinion, yeah. And then he say, and it's crazy because Floyd Schofield Sr. just said they was gonna be a free agent, shaking my head. He just be saying anything. I swear dude needs to take a backseat and let his son drive his own vehicle. But see, this is the thing, Just, he don't believe in his son, right? Right? He don't believe in his son because he think if his son get in the driver's seat, that his son gonna wreck shit. He think his son gonna total the car out, right, if he get in the driver's seat with no insurance. That's what he think. He think his son is gonna total that bitch out with no insurance on it, and they gonna be asked out. That's how he really feel. He ain't finna come out and tell you that. That's how he really feel. And it's crazy to me because, man, to talk all the shit that he talked, but your actions show that you really don't believe in your son's ability like that. Won't you just shut the fuck up and sit back and let the promoters move your son, right? Let Oscar De La Hoya and them matchmakers move him. How they gonna move a fighter when they don't really fully believe in him and give him time to develop. But see, he run his mouth so much, now he done ran his mouth into an ass whooping. Now, once Tevin Farmer go out there and embarrass this kid, right? Because that's what's gonna happen. Tevin Farmer gonna go out there and embarrass this kid. And then Oscar gonna be looking at him crazy. And see, what he don't understand with these promoters is these promoters will find a way to sit your ass on the shelf. They'll find a way to sit your ass on the shelf if you're not bringing in them no money. If they can't promote you how they want to promote you, right? If they looking at you like you looking like some trash, but the daddy on the side talking all that big shit and his son's performances ain't living up to it, they'll find a way to sit you on the shelf, right? $5 million, 5-year deal or not. These promoters will find a way to put you on the shelf because see what they'll start doing, they'll start throwing the kid to the wolves. And you know what his daddy gonna start doing? We don't want that fight. We ain't taking that fight. Well, we offered him a fight with such and such, and they ain't want to take it. So we set him on the shelf for the last year and a half. We just set him on the shelf for the last 2 years. You see in the contract, you see the fights we offered them, they refused them. See, that's what's going to happen. So his back is up against the wall. And I'm telling y'all right now, Kid Austin, he going to have to put on his best performance, and he going to have to go out there and beat Tevin Farmer. Because if he don't beat Tevin Farmer, it's pretty much a wrap for that kid, man. And man, at first I was feeling sorry for the kid, right? Because I'm like, man, it's his daddy. It's his daddy. But then I started looking at the situation like, man, you're a grown-ass fucking man. And yeah, you supposed to honor thy father and mother. You supposed to respect your father and mother. But at the end of the day, you can beat your father's ass, right? You can whoop on your father if that's what it needs to be. So ain't no way your dad should be intimidating you to the point to where you a grown-ass man with a kid of your own that you got to raise, and you should be letting this man intimidate you that much, right? To where he taking your paychecks, he telling you what to do, he talking for you, he doing all of that shit. And you know what I hate, man? I hate when fans start comparing Floyd Schofield's daddy to Bill Haney, right? Now, have we caught Bill Haney and some capping and people get mad about that shit? I don't get mad at the shit that Bill Haney said, because I know that Bill Haney has done a tremendous job at promoting Devin Haney. Whether you think a lot of this shit that come out of his mouth is bullshit or not, right? And then I'm gonna admit it. Like, we've all heard some bullshit come out of Bill Haney's mouth, but you cannot compare Bill Haney to Floyd Schofield's daddy. It's two totally different type of characters and human beings. Like, that shit is that's a big spit in the face to Bill Haney, because Bill Haney, whether you like him or not, you can't deny that he's done a tremendous job for Devin Haney in promoting that kid, not a kid, in promoting that young man, right? He done a tremendous job at promoting Devin Haney, right? He's a great promoter. I think that Bill is one of the biggest factors, right? Why Devin has gotten to where he got is because of Bill. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Devin had to go out there and put in the work in the ring, but man, Bill has done a tremendous job, right? And Bill actually believed in his son. You know how I know that Bill believed in his son? Because he betted on himself when his career began. All through his career, he had his son bet on himself, and he put his son in fights when the whole boxing world thought his son and thought they was bluffing and they didn't want to take. He put his son in the fight, right? When Kid Austin, right? Excuse me. When Auntie Schofield had a chance to put his son in the fire and let everybody know, look, I ain't bluffing. I'm not bluffing. My son is really who I say he is, or at least I believe my son is who I say he is. What did he do? This man that faked the surgery, this man that faked the coma. He had his son fake the coma. His son laying up, hey, the camera's about to be on. Don't move. Be still. This motherfucker had a charger port hooked up to his son and shit. This nigga, be still. All right, son, you can move now. You can move now. Hey, the cameras is off. You can move now. This motherfucker didn't fake the whole surgery. He didn't fake his son being in the coma and shit. Hey, bro. Hey, God don't like stuff like that. You don't play this shit like that. Because now, what if his son really get into some serious shit? You know what I'm saying, man? You just don't play like that. So when he did that shit, and for a minute, he had me fooled because he had me fooled. Hey, the background was wild as hell, though, just do. Hey, that shit was some wild shit, bro. And then the music they had played, shit. Hey, man, let me pull that shit up. The music is what just made me fall out. Yeah, hold on. Hey, I gotta pull that shit up. The music had me fall out, man. Hold on, man. I'm gonna pull that shit up. Hold on. I gotta hear the music though. hey, man. Hold on real quick, y'all. Let me turn this down. Hold on, the music though. Hey, bro. Hey, Hey, we gotta pull that shit up on YouTube. Hold on, man. We got to share this screen and pull that shit up. Cause, hey, hold on, man. I gotta pull that up now. hey, man. Oh shit. Hold on.
And I am grateful gonna happen in this year. And I am grateful that I made it here. Yesterday's gone and a new day has appeared. And I am grateful gonna happen in this year. And I am grateful that I made it here. Yesterday's gone and a new day has appeared. And I am grateful gonna.
Hey, they some fools for that shit. Hey, that boy was trying his best to be still. All right, son, I done turned the camera off. You can get up now. Hey, and then when Eddie Hearn came out and said, man, they talked to the doctors, they couldn't find nothing. Then they go check themselves out. Hey, soon as they had got another opponent, then they all of a sudden they go check themselves out. They checked themselves out the same night. Man, come on, man. When that shit happened, from that point on, his back was up against the wall. But see, what they didn't think that Golden Boy was going to come right back and give him a Tevin Farmer. They thought they were going to get an easy touch. They didn't think that Oscar De La Hoya was going to make him fight Tevin Farmer. Because Oscar was sitting back like, okay, I told your hard-headed ass not to accept the Shakur fight in the first place. You didn't want to listen. Now you done made my whole promotional company look fucking dumb as hell with this bullshit that you done put on. All right, I got something for your ass. Go ahead and sign this. Go ahead and lock yourself in for 3 fights a year, right? For the next 5 years, and I'm only gonna pay you $300,200, right? I'm only gonna pay you $300,200 for the next 5 years per fight. I got something for your ass. Hey, that shit was crazy, man. But let me get to some of y'all comments, man. My man Blunt Sports in the building. What's happening with it? My man Anti-Slob say Bill be doing motherfucking thing on the promotion side. Yeah, he definitely do. Let me see. Let me see what else I missed. Afro beats and tubes hooked up to chest. Hey, for real though, man. They're crazy for that shit. Man, that shit's some wild shit, now. Man, y'all smash the like button. Smash on the like button, man. Everybody right now. It's free. It don't cost you nothing. Hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Smash on the like button. Show some love. Hit the thumbs down if you want to hate. You know what I'm saying? Just smash on one of them. But moving along. Let's move along, man. I got Tevin Farmer embarrassing that boy. But let's move along. Smash the like button. We're gonna move along because we've been on Kid Austin for too long. But I'm happy for Tevin Farmer because for a minute I thought they was just gonna throw him to the side and Farmer wasn't gonna be able to get no more fights. But man, they seeing how he been showing out in his fights, man. He been in exciting fights. And they giving him another chance, and Tevin Farmer's gonna take this chance, and he gonna run with it, man. And the sky's the limit for Tevin Farmer after he whoop on Kid Austin. And so, man, I salute to my guy Tevin Farmer, man. He's a real one, and he deserved this opportunity that he get. Now, Errol the True Spence, smash the like button. Smash on the like button. My boy Errol Spence, he back. He coming back, y'all. He just posted some flicks on IG, right? Now, I heard Blue Blood a few days ago. I believe it was Blue Blood. I heard Blue Blood. I think he did a video and he said that they behind the scenes at PBC, they trying to finally make Errol Spence and Keith Thurman. And this is the fight that I've been saying for the last few years since Errol Spence been on the shelf. This is the fight that I said that needs to happen. I said Errol need to get off that bullshit he been on, right? Being stubborn. And this is my EJ, my guy. That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? It's strap season, win, lose, or draw over on this side. But I've been saying EJ need to get off that stubborn shit that he on, right? And fight Keith Thurman, because Keith Thurman is the best fight for him. They both got a bunch of layoffs, right? So when it comes to that, it's an even playing field. And the history that Keith Thurman and Errol Spence got, it's a fight that needs to be made. And so shout out to Blue Blood. He dropped the news and he said that Errol Spence and Keith Thurman is being worked on behind the scenes, and they close to closing in on the deal for Errol Spence and Keith Thurman. We don't know the details. Of course, it's probably going to be sometime this summer or in the fall. But what solidifies what Blue Blood came out and reported is that, look, y'all, man, let me post this picture. Hold on. Let me show y'all this picture. If y'all can't really see it that good on my thumbnail, that boy EJ is in some shape. Can y'all see this? Hey, EJ in tip-top condition. Man, that boy ain't got an ounce of fat on him. Let me see. Let me zoom it in. That boy EJ already ready. He ain't got an ounce of fat on him. So Keith Thurman better have his ass in shape. Keith Thurman better be ready, because EJ coming, man. And this is a fight that I can't wait to see. The only question is, who gonna be training EJ? You know, like I said, like I've been telling y'all for the past few years, that he need to come off that stubborn shit and fight Keith Thurman. I'm gonna say it again. He needs to stop being stubborn and patch this shit up with Derrick James. Because if EJ coming in off a 2.5-year layoff when he fight, and he got a whole new trainer, he's not gonna be the same fighter. He's not. I'm gonna tell y'all, man. He's not gonna be able to be the same fighter working with a whole new trainer after he been with Derrick James since he's 15 years old. Since he was 15 years old. And then coming off a long layoff like that. It's not gonna be the same. My man in the Cash App man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for coming through and dropping that Cash App, supporting the channel. Man, y'all smash the like button. Smash on the like button, y'all. Let me hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Give me seconds, y'all. All right, but yeah, let's get back to it. My man Anti say Derrick got to get rid of Ryan first. Man, yeah, it is a conflict of interest, but from what I heard, right, when Derek was training both of them, it was basically they never seen each other, right? Because they was on two different time schedules. They was on two different time schedules. I don't think that, Derek James training Ryan Garcia should keep, Errol Spence from training with Derek. Because let's keep it real. Y'all think Ryan Garcia is training right now? Man, hell no. Ryan Garcia is not disciplined. Ryan Garcia is the type of fighter that's only going to train at the last minute. And what I mean by that, when he get that call and he know he got a fight coming up, then Ryan will start training. But Ryan Garcia ain't in no gym training right now. Ryan is not disciplined. He's never going to be a disciplined fighter. That's one thing that we know about Ryan Garcia. He's never going to be mentally stable while he's fighting, and he's never going to be a disciplined fighter. So Ryan Garcia ain't in no gym right now. You know what I'm saying? I think at this point, Derek James is looking at Ryan Garcia as the check. That's all that is, because he know he's not disciplined. If you go, you know what I'm saying, if you're going to get in the ring and fuck up and look stupid, that's all right. Just make sure you pay me my money. And I think that's pretty much where Derek James is now at this point with Ryan Garcia. Because y'all got to understand, all of the extra shit that Ryan Garcia was doing and be doing, I don't think Derek James pay attention to none of that shit. Like Derek be in his own world. He don't pay attention to none of that shit. But Kawhi Elliott says Breadman might be the trainer because he been working with Errol, and he said that Errol has that fire and he punching hard. Has he said that recently? Because I do remember this was a minute ago. This was months ago. This was months ago when I thought that Breadman was training him, because somebody that's close to EJ's camp came out and he said, look, man, okay, I got you right now, just do. Somebody close to EJ's camp, he said that Breadman was training EJ, right? But Breadman came out and he said, nah, EJ had came out to Philly to handle some business, and he pulled up to the gym and we worked together, but I'm not training him, right? He said he just, we got some work in because he wanted to get work in. And one thing that y'all don't understand about EJ is that, yeah, he's traveling. We see him on vacation all the time. But from everybody that I hear behind the scenes about Errol Spence, everywhere he go, he got his gym bag with him. He pulling up at different gyms. He training everywhere he go. He's running. He's been staying in shape. That's why the picture I just showed y'all that he posted, he's in tip-top condition. He's in tip-top condition. And Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman is a huge fight. It's still a huge fight. They put that joint in Dallas Cowboys Stadium. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be 50,000 plus in that bitch. And the reason it's a huge fight is because everybody remembers what happened to Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. Everybody remember what happened. That Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford fight grew bigger after the fight than it was leading into the fight. It grew bigger because of Terrence Crawford. He went on a worldwide tour, right? He went on a tour. That footage was shown over and over and over and over, right? And what that did was make people want to hear from Errol Spence. And nobody's heard Errol Spence talk about that fight. He still has yet to talk about that fight, right? Everybody want to see what Errol Spence is going to look like on the comeback, right? And then not only that, him and Keith Thurman, they got issues from way back. They got a whole timeline. So I believe Errol Spence fighting Keith Thurman is going to be a huge fight, and it's actually one of the biggest fights that Errol Spence and Keith Thurman can make. So let me drop this link for my boy Just Do. Right now, I'm gonna just drop the link for Just Do, and then I'm gonna drop the link and let other people come up, if y'all want to build. But for right now, I'm just dropping this for Just Do right now. Let me see. And then, like I said, I'm gonna drop the link for everybody. I'm gonna put it back up for everybody if anybody, if everybody want to build. But for right now, just for Just Do. My man, Anthony Lofton in the Cash App, man. I appreciate you. Salute to my guy, Anthony Lofton in the Cash App. Support, man. I appreciate that. But yeah, Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman. Hopefully this comes, to light. Hopefully they get this fight made. I don't see no reason they can't get this fight made. Keith Thurman, he act like he wanted. He been screaming Errol Spence's name for shit, man. At least the past 3 years. You know what I'm saying? And so this fight should be able to get made, and it's gonna be big, man. It's gonna be big. So I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. Now, before we move on and get to the nitty-gritty, the Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis, I want to talk about the hit list that Bill Haney put out for Devin Haney. I want to talk about the hit list that Bill Haney put out for Devin Haney. Let me pull up the hit list. Let me pull it up on my phone real quick. Let me see. The hit list. Bill Haney put out a hit list, right? And he's speaking for Devin Haney, right? He's speaking for Devin Haney. Hold on. Just Do. What it do, Just?
What's good with it, bro? How you feeling?
Oh, man, I'm feeling good, man. Had to get up, cook on this boxing. But, man, real quick, and then I'll let you cook on
go ahead. I'm here with you.
Yeah, I'll let you cook on the Errol Spence. But real quick, man, Bill Haney put out this hit list for Devin Haney, and he said Devin Haney got all the smoke, right? Now, the first thing I noticed is that he put an order. I don't know if that meant something, if this means the order that he calling out these fighters, because he put Teofimo Lopez first. Now, we all know Devin and Bill been on Teo helmet for years, right? So he put Teo number 1. He put Shakur Stevenson number 2. And I'm going to double back, and I got to talk about that. He put Gervonta Davis number 3, right?
Right.
So them 3, they got history with Devin Haney. Those are 3 fights that we've been wanting to see Devin Haney in for a long time, right? Then he put number 4 as Jerron Boo Simmons. Now, I'm definitely going to double back to that one, right? Then he put number 5, Brian Norman Jr. We definitely got to talk about that one. Then he put number 6, Mario Barrios. He put number 7, Keyshawn Davis. He put number 8, Rolly Romero. He put number 9, Connor Ben. And he put number 10, Ryan Garcia. Because I don't know why Ryan Garcia is number 10. Maybe because Ryan Garcia don't want to take the fight. We know that to be a fact, right? On that. But let's start off at number 1, man. Number 1, we got Teofimo Lopez, right? And right off the rip, you got people in the chat that's saying it's a cap list. We're gonna talk about if it's cap, but that's why I want to address each one individually, because when I look at the list, right? When I look at the list, everything ain't cap on it, right? So you can't call it just a cap list. I think you gotta break it down individually. That's what I'm gonna do. Right? Now, Teofimo Lopez, they've been on Teo helmet just right. They've been calling out Teo for years. I remember. See, people tend to forget these things, but I remember when they was calling out Teo, let's say 4 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember T.O. Daddy talking about some $10 million, Poppy. Right at that point in time, Devin had never made no close to 10 million. T.O. had never made no close to 10 million, right? 10 million was like, did they say 10 or did they say 20?
Might have said 20. I forgot. It was something crazy.
At $20 million.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to make a fight. They said $20 million. And we was like,
Right.
$20 million. Hey, man, one of them never seen that type of money before. We talking about 4 years ago, right? So right there, he ducked Devin Haney in live action right in front of the camera because he priced himself out asking for $20 million, a bag that he know that Bob Arum wasn't going to pay no $20 million for no Devin Haney and T.O. fight. Come on now. Let's keep it a buck. Right? Then come down the line, right? We can skip everything that happened in between there because in between then, Devin was calling out T.O. The fight never happened. They continued to cap, make excuses. At one point, they said they would never fight Devin, right? They was always making excuses. Fast forward down the line to what? Last year. Last year, they tried to get this fight made. Turkey tried to get the fight made. Turkey offered him a bag. They didn't accept it. Now, everybody know that if you fight under a Turkey card, you're going to make more than fighting under a top rank card, right? They turned it down, and then they had Top Rank send Devin Haney an offer to where he was a B-side, and he was going to have to concede to everything in the contract that Teofimo and Top Rank won.
Right.
Do that? Why would you do that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Didn't make no sense at all. So, of course, Bill and Devin was like, nah. But was that actually a real offer? Nah. Because if you really wanted to fight, you would have took more money to fight Devin on the Riyadh season card, right?
Right.
I mean, to me, that's a no-brainer. So they ducked him in. Now, right? Now it's conflicting stories coming out because they're trying to put this fight together once again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's conflicting stories coming out. And I'm going to just let you cook on that, man.
I mean, look, I agree with everything you're saying. Like, look, they've been putting pressure on T.O. for years. And I did hear that it was a real fight offer behind the scenes with them. I hear Devin is really, pursuing Teofimo, but we don't know what he gonna do because he steady talking about boots. And it's like it's frustrating because the names that he calling out are the people that are not available for him. And Bob Arum said he don't make fights by himself. So if it's not something that Bob have, or obviously the Devin making it public that he want that fight, then he just barking up. You know what I mean? He just making noise for nothing. It's the same old song and dance with this dude. If he's smart at all, Teofimo, this would be the best time for you to fight Devin. He ain't looking all the way like himself. If you are smart, all this shit you talk about the fighters, the black fighters, this and that, you'll have your opportunity to go in there and actually try to beat one. Let's see if you actually, smart enough or brave enough to do it, which I don't think he is. And I hope he is, because I feel like Devin could beat him. You know what I mean? On a good night at the top of his game, I feel like he beat T.O. So I just don't know where he go, though. Because, again, his focus is always what's not on the table for him instead of what's realistic. So you never know. Even Bob said he don't know what T.O. going to do. He don't know what he want. Said he had fights for him. He damn near outed him. He had fights for him, and he ended up turning them down. So he don't know what he want to do.
Mm-hmm. I think that Devin beats T.O. I've always thought that Devin beat T.O. But I'm going to say this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take Devin at his best and T.O. at his best, right? Let's say, because everybody was amazed with T.O.'s last performance against Barbosa. I wasn't. I mean, I thought it was a good performance, but I wasn't like in awe about the shit. Like, it is what it is, right? So let's take T.O. in his last performance, and I ain't even gonna take Devin in his last performance, right? I'm gonna take the Devin Haney that fought Ryan Garcia, right? Because one thing I know is that T.O. ain't got no Ryan Garcia hook. Ryan Garcia was also on PEDs. Whether people want to take that or not, it is what it is, right?
Yes.
Now, Ryan Garcia got that left hook that if he lands that bitch on anybody clean, like he was landing it on Devin Haney, I don't know nobody that's just gonna walk through that shit and stand up behind it. I haven't seen it yet. I ain't seen nobody stand up behind his left hook when he landed clean like that, right? So for Devin Haney to continue to keep getting hit with that shit and get up, it let me know that he had a lot of heart, right? But other than that, Devin was sharp in that fight.
Yeah,
he was putting hands on Ryan, right? The round he wasn't getting, knocked down and having to recover and all that shit. Other
Remember
than
the round he buzzed Ryan a little bit.
Right. So I'm gonna take that Devin Haney because that's the Devin Haney that was still mentally right. That was the Devin Haney that was still letting his hands go and willing to get in there and and really fight, right? I'm gonna take that Devin Haney against the last Teofimo Lopez that we saw. I think that version of Devin Haney beats T.O.
Me too.
T.O. ain't got that power like Ryan do. He ain't got the explosiveness. He don't like T.O.'s power has not carried to the higher weight divisions. Nope. He ain't seen T.O. do no damage since he moved up. He ain't hurting none of these dudes. He ain't getting none of these guys out of there, right? So I'll take that Devin against the last T.O. that we saw, and I think that Devin beats T.O. Now, if we get the T.O. last that we saw against a Devin Haney that's looking like that he's afraid to engage, feet is jittery, that's flinchy and shit, man. I hate to say it, but even that version of Devin Haney still might be able to beat T.O. because I know that T.O. gets hella frustrated when he got to confine you. You don't like to do that shit. It might be a boring fight. The crowd might be boring. Yeah. But Devin Haney still might beat Teofimo Lopez fighting the way that he fought Ramirez. Because if you go and study T.O., he don't like to have to chase his opponents down. He don't like that shit. He's like for you to come at him so he can fight off his back foot, use his angles, style on you, be slick. He like that because he wants you to walk into shit. He have a problem and mentally he can't deal with a fighter that's fighting on the move, that's pop shotting, that's using his length and jab. He don't like that shit. He hate that shit. He's frustrated, and then the whole game plan go out the window.
Right. Every time. Yeah, you seen it.
I think that Devin and Bill. So going back to the list, right? I think that when you say Teofimo Lopez, I think that Devin and Bill, that's not cap. When they've shown they want that fight, they really want that fight, right? It was always the backup plan if Ryan Garcia wasn't gonna take the smoke. That was always the backup plan. Number 2 on the list is Shakur Stevenson, dog. Now, this is where you got to ask yourself, do they really want to fight Shakur Stevenson? Is it cap or is it real? And I'm going to look at the situation like this, right? I don't know if I fully believe they want to fight Shakur Stevenson, right?
Right.
I think what they doing is Bill is smart, right? I think Bill heard Shakur say that he would fight Conor Ben at 154. And I was on record and I said that Shakur never should have said that shit because for one, he wouldn't have had to fight Conor Ben at 154 because Conor Ben has been saying for the longest that 147 in his division, he's going back to 147. So when Shakur came out and said, "Oh, I'll fight Conor Ben at 154," he was talking too fast. He should have never said that bullshit. He should have said, "I'll fight Conor Ben at 147."
Facts.
That's what he should have said. And I think that Shakur realized that afterwards, and he came back. He tried to correct that shit himself. Because he knew he fucked up, right? So when Bill seen that, I think Bill seen the open door to jump on it and say, well, we want to fight Shakur, right? Because if he willing to fight Conor Ben at 154, so he sure can come up to 147 and fight us. Now, if they really willing to fight Shakur, if Shakur come up to 147, well, that's on Shakur. All of that shit's on Shakur now, right? And Bill is smart because now he put the pressure on Shakur. As he should have done. And I think that Shakur, he say he great, right? I believe that Shakur is a great fighter, but he got to show that. This is just my opinion. I'm not speaking for Just Do. I'm not speaking for nobody.
Man, you speaking logic and real. So
I believe that if a fighter continues to tell you that he's great, he got to be willing to show that. In my opinion, is the way to show that is to move up and whoop one of the best dudes in the next division, right? Because if you look at the greats, right, that were not heavyweight, the great fighters that we talk about, they all did that. The Sugar Ray Leonards, the Tommy Hearns, the Roberto Durans, the Roy Jones Jr.'s, the Bernard Hopkins, right? All of them great fighters, they didn't just show they was great, they moved up and did it, right? Because a lot of times being the best fighter in your division, it don't really hold a lot of weight, you know. Now, for Shakur, if he the best fighter, if he proved that he the best fighter in his division, yeah, it'll hold a lot of weight. But can he get those fights? So if you can't get them fights, and you got basically a rival, but that rival is 2 weight classes above you, but you said that rival in Devin Haney that you got, he can't do nothing better than you. And you better than him on all levels, right? And you said that weight don't matter, skills pay the bills, right? Like Floyd Mayweather. And my bad, I forgot to put Floyd Mayweather in that list that I named. Floyd Mayweather did it. Oscar De La Hoya did it. All the greats did it. Now Shakur Stevenson got to stand on what he said. They didn't call out Shakur's name. They didn't put his name on that list. Now it's for Shakur to go to 147 and call his bluff. So we can't say that Bill Haney capping, and to Shakur say, okay, I just got done fighting Zepeda. They put my name on that list. I'm on your head, because that's a big fight. Shakur versus Devin Haney is a much bigger fight now than it was back then.
Yeah. More accomplished. I mean, between both of them.
And the storyline is better because you got one fighter moving up two weight divisions. Now, Shakur, if Shakur move up, he could be like, the nigga, I told y'all the nigga ducked me. Now I'm going to 147 to find him. So it's on Shakur. What Bill Haney did is put all the pressure on Shakur Stevenson. So this is my opinion. Right. I can't say that Bill Haney capping until Shakur proved that he capping. And it's up to Shakur to prove that he capping. And I think that's the play for Shakur to show that he's great and he's a special fighter like he say he is. Go up 2 weight divisions and fight Devin Haney. Now, we'll see if Devin and Bill willing to take the fight if that time comes. But now it's on Shakur. How you feel about that situation?
Man, I be honest with you, bro. I like it because that's the only way I could see him up at 47 if it's for specific fights, one-offs, maybe fights that make sense. And like you said, that one got a storyline. I was speaking about it a couple of days ago, and you remember you was here for it. They sparring went viral, bro. They sparring went viral. Just sparring. Imagine, look at the way they get talked about nowadays, but remember, they sparring went viral, millions of views. That shit it was everywhere. So now you fast forward to now, and this would be for the money under the lights. Everybody, reputations on the line, records on the line. Despite what people say about Devin, he's still undefeated right now. You call it what you want. He got cheated, bro. The man is undefeated right now. And I think that's the only way that fight could happen. That's that small opportunity right there. Maybe even if it's a catch weight, he did do a 144 catch weight, right? Even if it had to be that, there's an opportunity. And I do like the fight because I do think it'll be that one would be skills paying the bills. I don't think the weight will be the determining factor with them two specifically fighting. So I like it, man. I got a chance to speak to Bill like last year at some point, and one of the things I asked him was about this fight. Like, do you really think that they can fight? Do you see them fighting? He was like, hell no. I had tripped him up a little bit. Bill never hit you with I don't know. He always got an answer for something. Yeah. He didn't have an answer for me. And I'm like, damn, but I love it, bro. I like Devin Haney still. I like the skill set. I think it'd be a hell of a chess match.
Yeah, me too. I want to see it. I want to see it, man. And I think Shakur, he need to answer that. Right now, you can't expect him to, get on top of that because he got to focus on Zepeda. After Zepeda, man, I'm looking at him to go full force, right? Go full force. You got to answer that now, right? My man, the Butcher says Mercado called out Shakur, called Shakur out. He said he too big. Shakur never said that shit. I ain't never heard Shakur say that Tito Mercado is too big. Did you hear that, Just?
No, hell no.
Man, not you making up shit, dog.
No, he just said like he don't know him. He's like, yo, dude at 140. I don't know him. He calling my name. He don't know him, man. Furthermore, like the proof is in Eddie Hearn, man. Eddie Hearn promoting both of them, right? When he heard Tito Mercado talking about that, Eddie Hearn response was like, yeah, that's cool. I hear you, but who you want to fight at 140? Like, we're not even doing that. Like, I hear you, but you at 40 now. He at 30. You was down there. You like, what you want to do now? But I watch it. I interviewed Tito. I like him. I watch it.
He's solid, but I mean, like, what the fuck does that do for Shakur Stevenson?
Nothing.
We talking about the Devin Haneys, the Teofimo Lopez's, the Javante Davises, the shit. Like I said, now we gonna talk about Keyshawn Davis. We talking about the top names of the sport. Like fighting the Tito Mercado, all that shit gonna do is all the haters gonna come out and be like, who is he? Look at Shakur fighting another nobody. We told y'all that he's never gonna be relevant in this and that. It's like, man, come on, bro. Like that's not.
Yeah, and what I love about that fight even more, bro, because like you said, the history alone, and that fight that you won't get the complaints that you've gotten in the past with his opponents. You get what I'm saying? I'd be damned if Devin Haney versus Shakur Stevenson is a fight and y'all shitting on it. That'd be crazy. That's one that he's still a top guy. People can say what you want. I get it. The performance looked bad, but he won. You get what I'm saying? I get it. You get the fight before that, he got cheated. So he's still a top guy, whether people want to respect him as it or not. He is until proven otherwise.
This dude, he just one of them the weirdos. I see. I don't even know why I responded to his code. He just don't care. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get them weirdos in the comments that just want some attention and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But moving along, man. Let's move along the list. So it's Bill capping when it comes to Shakur Stevenson. Right now, we gotta say no because it's up to Shakur to, to call his bluff.
Right. Only thing he did say was, well, wait. I don't know if you thought that he did add.
I'm gonna tell you this, Just. I heard you mention a catch weight because we did see Devin fight at a catch weight. They're not gonna do that with Shakur.
Nope.
What they gonna do? If Shakur call his bluff, they gonna put all. This is what I believe. They gonna put all the roadblocks in front of him. Nope, it ain't gonna be no catch weight. Come to 147. Right. They gonna make him stand on that shit for sure. They definitely gonna make him stand on that shit. They gonna make him come to 147, right? And then they gonna try to I think they gonna try to play him with the money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They gonna try to, but hopefully, right? Hopefully, we don't even gotta worry about that because hopefully Turkey Al Sheik
Right.
can be the one that make that happen.
Right.
And now it ain't none of them excuses, right? The money. Like I don't mind if they make Shakur stand on his shit, what he said, and make him fight at 147.
Right.
I don't mind. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? But let's make sure that the money ain't the issue this time, right? Because don't nobody want to hear that shit, right? We heard that last time. We don't want to hear that from neither one of them. But let's move along, right? Gervonta Tank Davis. He put Tank Davis at number 3 on the list. And I'm going to just say flat out, they've proven to me they want to smoke with Tank. Tank was the one that was like, the Tank's people was, and I ain't going to say Tank people was the one that was saying, oh, Tank is a 135-pounder and this and that, right? They were saying that Tank was a 135-pounder, right? If Devin wanted, 135 is where it's at. Tank ain't moving from 135. And that was the reason. That was pretty much the reason, right? Because Devin moved up and they were saying that Tank was too small to fight at 140. Well, we now know that Gervonta Davis is fighting Jake Paul in November, right? If he get past Lamont Roach, he fighting Jake Paul, so they no longer can use the Tank is too small, right? They can't, and I'm speaking for me. I'm not speaking for Just Do, right? They no longer can use that shit. So that shit's out the window. We know that they was calling out Tank. Tank's team talked. Tank really never responded, and then Tank came and made the list, and Devin Haney was on the list, right? I've never heard Bill Haney or Devin Haney turn down the Devin Haney fight. I ain't never seen them even get offered a Devin Haney fight, but they've been calling for that fight. So I gotta say, when they put Tank on the list, it definitely ain't cap.
I feel you. I mean, it's interesting to put his name on there. And look, what makes the case, like you just alluded to, bro, there's this whole Jake Paul business. And I don't know if people paying attention. I don't know if they just mad at it. Somebody got to shoot it down if it's not real. I gotta wonder, why would he consistently say that that's what's happening? And he even went too far to say a weight this time. It would have been an exhibition, 195 or 190 something. He said 190 something.
It's real.
So I'm like, 90 something. Now that opens the door for all that conversation for those other fights. If you can do that to any capacity, exhibition or, under the lights, you know what I mean? It's going to open the door for them 140 conversation and for F47, anything else. Like, you get what I'm saying? They're going to say you could go that high for him. You can go to 140 and fight those dudes there. I could hear that coming, and that would be on them if that is true. Like, because again, he putting it out there and he keep on putting out more and more details as he speak on it. So I'm not hearing nobody coming out from that side of things and saying, yo, he full of shit. Like, he just talking. Then that's all I would want to hear. Like, I just want whatever the truth is. I don't want to put nothing on him. I don't want to say that that's what he's doing if he's not doing it. But Jake Paul keep on. He's adamant about it. And then, like I said, exhibition, 10 minutes, 10 rounds, 3 minutes. Like, I'm like, damn, like you got a little work. You got some details, huh? So it just opens the Pandora's box for everything else to be talked about. Every other matchup that you threw his name in there with, whether it's Devin Haney, from Conor Ben, anybody, now all of those conversations become more of a thing now, because they're going to say, yo, if you can entertain that, you could definitely fight these other guys. You're not too small to go to 140. You get what I'm saying? So it's just what it is.
Yeah, you opened it up, right? He opened that shit up.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't say that now. So I've always believed, man, for the longest time that Bill and Devin and them, they did want that fight. So that's just my opinion. If people got a difference of opinion, you can have a difference of opinion, but that's my opinion. So that ain't cap, right? And now this next one is Jaron Ennis at number 4, right? I think that shit cap. And this is just my opinion. I think that Devin and Bill don't want no parts of Jerron. I don't believe that shit. Ain't nothing that nobody can do to make me believe that they want to fight Jerron Boots in. Because right now, you got to ask yourself right now, if T.O. said no, Shakur is locked up, Gervonta Davis is doing what he's doing, right? And Jerron Ennis raised his hand and say, hey, you know what? Let's make it happen. You in my division, right? I'm the IBF champ. I want to fight Devin Haney. That's the fight I want. And see, this is one thing why Jerron Ennis is not as big as he should be, because I think that, man, he's a special talent.
Me too.
But in order to be a Roy Jones type of Floyd Mayweather, that next level of even the Shakur Stevenson, because people try to act like that Shakur is irrelevant, but every day, everybody's talking about it. No matter what. To be on that level, right? It's not only talent. You gotta have that mouthpiece, right?
The dance partner.
Yeah, you gotta have a dance, but you gotta have a mouthpiece too, right? And I think that Jerron Ennis, he don't come out and pop his shit enough.
Yeah.
And right now, Devin Haney named him, put his name on that list, right? T.O. did too.
Right.
He should be coming out popping this shit.
He should. I said it. Look, I get it, Boots. We love that you humble, but man, we wouldn't mind you talking, just pop it in a little bit, bro. Like, you earned the right. You could, yo. We ain't saying go completely outside yourself, but like it's your name be getting brought up. Like, start checking these. You know what I'm saying? I get it that you ain't no social media guy, but we get it, bro. You fight for real. We understand that. But man, wouldn't the boxing be a better place if Boots was talking more?
This dude had made a fake BFTV channel. Now he came here and made a fake Blue Blood channel. Blue Blood got a wrench, bro. He done made a fake Blue Blood channel.
Trying to talk like him. They did that on my side too. They created fake everything boxing channels on my side.
Yeah, they fake everything boxing channel. It's weird, man.
Yeah, crazy.
But like, real talk, man. Like, they could want. I could be 1,000% wrong, right? Like, and my man Anti-Slav, I could be wrong. You could be right, but I don't believe, right? I don't believe that right now, if Bruce Ennis raised his hand and said, you know what? I want to fight Devin Haney. That's the smoke I want. Bill opened his mouth. I want that smoke next. Let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Let turkey, make it happen.
Little
Because
stuff.
I think this is the type of shit that Boots should be doing. But he got to understand that. Because he got to understand that, right? If he did that, it would take his star status to a whole nother level, because he got the skills to back it up.
That's what I'm saying. Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
He got the skills to back it up.
And he'll be responding. It ain't like you picking these fights. These people keep using your name. They using your name. Nah, T.O. and his dad, did you catch the video, bro, when they was calling them all types of scared bitches?
I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah, they was going in on Boots. Hell yeah. It was the when he used the, when he dropped the ER, the hard ER. If you keep listening to that video, and that's how you know his dad knew what he said, because the conversation switched real quick, and then he started going in on Boots. I'm like, nah, I see what you did there. You try to kind of take the attention off of what he just said, and then start going in on Boots, calling them all types of scary bitches. I'm like, damn, y'all going in, ain't you? But I can deal with that more so than the ER. I can live with you talking crazy a little bit like that and having to stand on it. But again, in that situation, Boots would be perfectly fine getting on there, making a quick video, like tagging, call him out, and put pressure on him. Like, yo, you this what you want? You get what I'm saying? Like, that's nothing wrong with that. Beat his ass. I would love to see Boots put his hands on him. I love to see it, bro. Love to see it. He's just too quiet.
Yeah, man. I would love to see Boots put Teofimo Lopez in that ER because everybody talking about, to me, right? Everybody talking about, man, it's a dangerous fight, man. Boots will beat the living shit out of Teofimo Lopez. That fight ain't even competitive. It ain't competitive to me. Like, ain't nothing T.O. can do to fuck with Boots. Like, T.O. be looking like he got in a car wreck against fighters that can't even punch. What you think he gonna look like if Boots put hands on that boy?
Yeah, I want to see that body.
Man, bro.
See that body.
I would love to see that shit.
Me
I would
too.
love to see that shit. And I think, man, like that's one thing, because I'm a huge Boots fan, but that's one thing I don't like. Nigga, do that shit for the culture. Put hands and feet on that boy for the culture. And it's a big money fight. But that's a whole different story in itself, man. I kind of got irritated with that whole situation because he should have been on T.O. helmet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the Devin situation, man, I don't believe it, bro. I don't believe that if Boots said, okay, you raise your hand, now I want you to make the fight. Now let's get it. I don't think that Devin and Bill would take that fight. I don't. I know I never been the one to call Devin and Bill ducks because he been, you know what I'm saying? He been taking the smoke, right? He been about that action, you know, on most occasions. But I just don't, I can't believe that, man. Can't nobody. The only way I believe that shit is if the fight came about and they like, yeah, let's make it happen. I don't believe that. I think that a lot of people, a lot of fans, right? Even when he go on the Boxing Voice, I think people always pressing like, oh, well, you ain't gonna fight Boots. You ain't gonna fight Boots. And Bill being the smart man that he is, he not gonna keep ignoring that shit, right? He gonna take it head on. And he ain't gonna say, well, we ain't gonna fight. You know how Bill gonna get down? But shit, we want all of them. We want all of them. Boots included. Because he ain't never directly say like, yeah, we want the Boots fight if we can't get Teofimo Lopez and Ron Garcia. He just be like, yeah, we want all of them. But when he put Boots' name on the list, now that shit blew it up even bigger. Like, oh, okay, yeah, he really actually saying Boots too. Now, I don't believe it, but if people say that, hey, he not capping, I can't say he capping because he said it, and it's up to Boots, just like Shakur Stevenson, to prove that he's capping. So I'm not gonna tell y'all that he's even capping when it comes to Boots, but I will tell y'all I don't believe that shit. But that's my opinion. But I can't call that man no liar because saying he capping meaning that he's lying about the shit. I can't call him no liar until it's proven that he.
And it's really on the table. That's a fight that's really on the table. So I'm with you. Like that, you get what if it's really something real. Like for instance, Crawford. That's a pipe dream. That's 1,000,000% clout chasing. Boots was the same deal until I found out that it's actually a situation where that fight can happen if Boots just say yeah. So that one I can't. You get what I'm saying? I gotta give him some type of credit. Boots do gotta be like, you know what? I'm gonna take him out. You know what I mean? But
and Bill and them, they could have skipped his name. They could have acted like they ain't hear that shit. Like, yeah, man, because fighters do that shit all the time. Motherfuckers start calling that smoke, and they act like they don't hear it, or they'll make an excuse like, oh, he could have even been like, hey, Boots, that shit sound good, but we heard he tied up, so we, let him do what he got to do, and then we'll circle back. He ain't say that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that one, like I said, I could respect it because it's a real opportunity for that one there. You get what I'm saying? When that's the case, and those are the guys you speaking on, I'll give you some credit because those guys got to open their mouths on the other end. Other than that, it's just freely y'all letting them, run wild and calling people out. And somebody got to say something to this dude. Like, and look, I rock with Devin Haney tagging Turkey Al-Sheikh and wanting to press for it because look, the way people look at him right now, where his stock is at, if he's able to beat the quote unquote racist guy, right now, bro, you're gonna win some people over. I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say that. It's gonna be some people that's really gonna be able to rock with you for beating him. I think some, and that goes for anybody that's able to go get that on his head on his stick, bro. Anybody that can go out there and get that scalp. You know what I mean? Somebody got to go get T.O. and do that shit for the culture, for real, for real. He need his ass whooped, and he need to be humble, man. He do.
Yeah, man. Real talk. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say he can't. Let's move along on the list because we don't have no fighter on this list to where we could just point out and say he capped it. History didn't show that, right? Or one of these fighters impressed him and proved that he was capping. So we can't say that this is a cap list as of yet. Although I don't believe that Jerry Run Boots Ennis that he'll really fight Boots Ennis if that fight were to come up next. I don't believe it, but I can't say he capping because it's up to Boots to prove that he capping. My man Clay Moore Rain in the building. What's happening with it, Clay? Let me know if you want a link. If you want to come up here and cook with us, let me know. I'll drop the link for you. And I'm about to drop the link in the chat real fast right after this. So let's just go down the list real quick. Brian Norman, I feel the same exact way that I said about Boots because I think that Devin ain't even fought at 147 yet. I don't think that they'll be willing to take a chance against a dangerous fighter like Brian Norman right off the rip. He's too dangerous. He punching too hard. Right. And how we seen Devin, you know what I'm saying? How we seen him moving and he was looking nervous his last fight. I'm going to just keep it real. And this is not me hating on Devin Haney, right? At all. I just think it'll look real bad, the nervousness, if he got in there with a puncher like Brian Norman, right? I believe, and Brian Norman's my boy, right? I believe that Devin is a better pure boxer than Brian Norman, but Brian can flat out fight. And he gonna come get you. And he one of them, he'll walk through your shit to come get you. And I don't believe, and I know that Bill is very smart. So I don't believe that if Brian Norman went to Japan, let's just hypothetically, right? If Brian Norman went to Japan, knocked out Jin Saki, and then start pressing for Devin, I don't believe they make that fight next, right? But it's up to Brian Norman to call a bluff. And I'm going to tell you right now, Boots might not come out and say nothing, but I guarantee you, Brian going to come out and he going to say something. I know Brian Norman going to come out and he going to put, he going to make him, you put me on the list, let's make it happen. Brian going to do that.
Right.
Mario Barria, how you feel about Brian Norman? Do you think that, you know?
It's crazy, bro. Like you saying a lot of this stuff that I think when it comes to that too. Look, I think Devin got the heart of a lion. He showed you that. But I think at this point, after such a rough fight unexpectedly with Ryan Garcia, I think this point forward, it's all about moving strategically and being smart. And I was saying it the other day, you know, matchmaking could be his best friend or his worst enemy, depending on how you move. And that right there would be a really risky move. It would be out the realm or out the scope of what they need to be doing right now. Like, not saying you avoid the smoke, but you be very smart and, you know, about how you pick the next guy you getting in there with, because it's clear that you're not all the way back yet. And we got to see it. We got to see 12 rounds with you and Ramirez. You're working yourself back into the fold. And I don't think Brian Norman is the kind of fighter that would allow you get what I'm saying, the opportunities that Ramirez did to build your confidence and work yourself back into the fold. So, that'll be something that definitely down the line, nothing immediate for those reasons I just mentioned. Way too risky. And Brian Norman ain't going to let you breathe in there. He ain't going to let you breathe. You are not going to box and move around like that without getting caught. He's naturally heavy-handed. Bad move. So I like the fight, but only if Devin could be Devin. He got to be him at his best.
I think that Bill is too. I know Bill is too smart to even throw Devin in a situation like that right off the rip. Right now, down the line, yeah. But you got to think that he put Brian Norman at 5, right? You know, but you know, hey, I don't believe it, but we can't say that he flat out capping until the situation comes up. Now, Keyshawn Davis is number 7. Do I think that he'll fight if Keyshawn say, hey, you know, shit, let's make it happen after our fight? If Keyshawn go and knock out Edwin De Los Santos, these is all if. Do I think that Devin would be like, okay, you know, I couldn't get a fight with T.O. I couldn't get it, you know what I'm saying, with the rest of these guys that I named on this list. Shit. And Keyshawn wanted, he said he'll move up. I don't know, man.
Keyshawn.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. We gotta, you know what I'm saying? There's another one that's like, and most of these fighters is all tied up. They you know what I'm saying? Most of these fighters are, so it's kind of like, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. That's another one that, you know, I don't see them making no time soon. But they put him towards the bottom of the list.
Mm-hmm. I don't see it either. I'm with you. Hell no. Number 7. You talking about Keyshawn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 7. I don't see it happening at all. I just don't see them pursuing that guy. That's he what you don't need in front of you right now. And I don't say that to be like funny, but I'm the guy giving Devin Haney his grace and saying like it's gonna be a process to him getting back to where he was at, if that's even possible. It's gonna take more than that one fight. We've seen it, obviously, and it's just certain matchups that wouldn't allow you that opportunity, right? To get just to be able to build. That's not no stepping stone. You get what I'm saying? It's not a building block. Keyshawn gonna have you fighting for your damn life out there. It ain't gonna work. So
because
you got
we know and Money Brown in the building, what it do.
I'm sitting my ass up here waiting for the link, bro. You sent the link. Look. That's how you know nigga just be talking, bro. I swear. I'm like, hey, I'm looking, but I didn't get no notification that you was on though. So I'm like, usually you would text me like, hey, link sent, nigga. I'm like, damn. I look up. I say, oh my God, this nigga been on for a whole hour. You know, kid, like, what the hell is this?
Nigga been cooking. So we go. I'm gonna finish this little list, and then we finna cook on Shakur and Keyshawn, and then I'm gonna just go ahead and put you in.
But I want to talk about the list too. I want to talk about the list a little bit too.
Okay. So the list, right? So the next is I lost the damn. Oh yeah. So the next on the list, right? Keyshawn, because see the thing is you F around and get beat by Keyshawn, that means that you would have got beat by somebody that came up in the division, right? And it's gonna look bad. It's gonna look real bad, right? If you get beat by Jerron Ennis or Brian Norman, people can't really say nothing. People gonna give you props for taking that smoke, for taking that chance. You know what I'm saying? Like the real ones. We know haters gonna hate regardless, right? But the real ones gonna be like, hey, that at least he stepped up and put it on the line. Like you can't expect him. You can't expect him to move up to 147 right off the grip and beat a Brian Norman or beat a Jerron Ennis, right? But if he take a fight against Keyshawn, right, and Keyshawn move up, and I'm not, and fuck around and beat him, that's gonna set Devin back. So Bill is too smart for that, right? The next one on the list is Rolling.
And what up, Judge? My bad, bro. What up?
It's good, bro.
The next one is Rolling, right? Now, do I think that he'll fight Rolling? Absolutely. I think absolutely, but I think they put Rolly at the bottom of the list because Rolly, and again, I don't know if they ordered this list, if the order means anything, or they just put these, randomly. I don't know, right? So I'm just speculating, right? But Rolly is number 8, right? And I do believe that they'll fight Rolly. I don't think that's cap at all. I think that Rolly is the one that's saying that he'll never fight Devin, making excuses, talking about he's going to run and then he's born. And I don't think Rolly would take the fight, but I think that Devin would definitely fight Rolly.
I feel like Rolly deserved to fight myself too. I feel like he went and knocked off Ryan. Yeah, he won, and I feel like they trying to downplay him and things of that nature, bro. So I mean, I was on Just channel. I was saying the same thing. Like I feel like, hey, if Ryan don't want to fight, the next person up should be Rolly, bro. And like we say, Key, Rolly know how to sell a fight. Rolly know how to get you talking. Rolly know how to make it exciting, bro. So it's just as it don't bring the fan base of Ryan Garcia, but it will bring intensity because people feel like, man, Rolly can knock Devin ass out, and a lot of people want to see Devin get knocked out. You know what I mean? So, and that ain't a bad thing. You feel me? That's a good thing because you gonna have eyes on people trying to see you get knocked out. You go out there and prove their ass wrong. You know what I'm saying? So they should be looking at that fight as a realistic fight. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, because some of them fights on the list is just not realistic. And we know how Bill know how to win over the social media, put my son name in everybody's mouth so everybody can be talking about us. We know what Bill doing. But Rolly most definitely should have been in line, bro, for that fight.
Yeah, I agree. What you think, Just Do? You think he capping when he say Rolly, or he really,
I think Rolly has put himself in the conversation in a strange way, very unexpectedly. Like if I'd have told you a couple years ago, yo, in 2025, Rolly is going to outbox Ryan, you know what I mean, win on points, you would have told me BS, so like Money was saying, in a weird way, he's kind of earned the right to be in the conversation to get these opportunities now. Like all it take is one. We know that. And that Ryan fight, people could try to downplay it all you want. Just the fact that he was expected to be knocked out and Ryan having some type of name in the sport, that's a huge win for that dude. Obviously, outside of losing the Tank, that's his second biggest moment. And he took advantage of that one. So, if he good enough for Tank, if he good enough for Ryan, definitely good enough for Devin as well. And it's not a bad fight. I wouldn't trash it on either side because shit, it's the theater of the unexpected. You never know what could happen in a fight. So I wouldn't. After seeing what Rolly did with Ryan, fighting more patient makes Rolly more dangerous. It's crazy what it do.
And let me throw this out there, Keith. Let me throw this out there. I know I seen As Valor, he say Devin, like I've seen Just Do talking about this on his channel. Y'all stop saying Devin is done, bro. That man not done. Not by a long shot. You take one loss, you heal. He took time out to heal, get his mind right, came back, fought the fight he was supposed to fight. That dude is not done, bro. Y'all gotta quit that shit when somebody lose one time saying they over and done with. That's what's wrong with boxing nowadays. That's why boxing can't really advance for real because of the fans, bro. You lose one fight or you're washed up, you're done, you're over with, you got dropped, you got knocked out. Man, cut that bullshit out.
Yeah, Val, my guy. But Val, that's my guy. Salute to Val. But
this not a shot at Val though. I'm just saying in general because there's a lot of people saying he's done.
I think, and I agree with you, man. Like Devin's not done. We can't now. If we see Devin come in his next fight and look like he did the last fight, then we can start seeing that it's some long-term effects, right? That he's not the same fighter, that he got the Roy Jones Jr. in him because that's my favorite fighter of all time, Roy. But Roy was afraid to let his hands go after he took those two knockouts. Well, shit. After the first knockout, he was never the same fighter. He didn't let his hands go. You know what I'm saying? And so, Roy, his offense was everything. And so, if we start seeing, Devin, his next fight look the exact same and be jittery and looking nervous, then we can start saying, okay, is he ever going to be the same fighter? But for right now, we can't put that on him.
Right.
That's just one fight to shake off the cobwebs, to, get in there and, get your feet wet again.
Right. Confidence building.
Because Ryan Garcia looked like some shit. Ryan Garcia he didn't look like the same fighter at all. But
bro, talk about it.
More people saying that Devin is done than people saying that Ryan Garcia is through.
Talk about it. He looked more cooked, if anything.
Yeah.
He was like a shell of himself. And he got beat by a person that he was expected to beat. At least Devin won. And Ryan went out there and laid a goose egg and got dropped and neutralized.
Yeah, man. Now let's get through this list real quick. So Conor Ben, real quick, man. Conor Ben, they put Conor Ben at number 9. He's on the list, right? I think the Conor Ben fight is a fight that actually can be made. I expect Conor Ben to come out and say something, right? Because I think that is a huge fight in the UK. I think Devin will probably make the most money he's ever made if he fight Conor Ben in the UK. That's a fight that could be made. Conor Ben, we don't know what's going to happen with Conor Ben and Chris Eubank, depending on if they, take that rematch right away next. But that's a fight that we can actually talk about that could be made along with the Rolly fight. That's, do they fight Conor Ben? I mean, I don't see why not. I don't see why not. I can't say any capping about Conor Ben. The question money is we going down all these fights and people were saying that it's a cap list, right? That Bill Haney just capping about all these fights. So basically that's the question. And real quick, so I can get to, the next subject, I don't think that he capping about Conor Ben. And once again, this is another fighter that is up to Conor Ben to come out and prove that he capping if he really capping.
Yeah, that's why I say some unrealistic, some more realistic. You feel me? Like we know the 35-pounders, you can scratch that off the board, bro. They not jumping 2 weight classes to please no Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just not gonna happen. And Devin not coming down to to hurt himself about making weight to try to squeeze down a little bit to meet the standards to try to fight one of them. So I don't see that happening in no shape, form, or fashion. He fighting at the catch weight right now because he in between 40 and 47. So 35 pounds I'll scratch off. A Conor Ben fight, I will agree with. And I will agree, take it to the UK. I will agree about that, bro. Like you say, he already got ties with Eddie Hearn and the UK, things of that nature. So they gonna make that thing happen. The money gonna be good. We know the pound is more than $1. So you damn sure gonna make good money over there. And you can pick up a big time fan base by beating one of their hometown favorites, especially him coming up that, him and Chris Eubanks fight. You know what I mean? Both of them on fire from that fight. You know what I'm saying? So, and you know how the UK fans get down. You know what I mean? All they need is a bird and a cigarette. They ready to go. So shit, go over there. Put in good, Bill smooth talking ass, go do good business. So put in good business, make some good money, bro. Get Conor Ben on, because that's a fight that I think Devin can win, but it's also dangerous as well. You know what I'm saying? Because Conor Ben ain't no punk. I like his style. I like the way he fight. Sometimes his ass can get obnoxious a little too much, but his style of fighting inside the ring is rough and rugged. You know what I mean? For a style like Devin, he go chase your ass down. Whether you want to move, people want to say, oh, he running, he doing Conor Ben one of them types. He go run after you, he'll chase your ass down. So, you know what I mean? That'll be a good matchup for Devin. So I don't think that's a cap. I think that's actually a fight that's realistic that they're looking at. I think that's one of the fights that is realistic that they're looking at. So we'll see how it play out in the future.
Conor Ben. I don't know if y'all had caught it. Bill had congratulated Conor Ben, shook his hand, said something along the lines of, like, we could do some business or something down the line. Something to that effect. It's a little clip. It's on the tube if y'all ain't seen it. But then I know they asked about that fight. So I mean, look, I think it's dangerous. That's a dangerous fight. Conor Ben is dangerous, man. The way he fight and with Devin, again, it's all about bouncing back, right, and trying to reestablish yourself. Like I said before, certain guys just won't allow you the opportunity, I think, to do that, or they'll be real risky. That's a risky fight because he don't stop coming. We just seen what he did with Chris Eubank Jr. You know what I'm saying? And it took Chris Eubank everything. He was on record admitting that this dude's stronger than he thought, faster, he a lot tougher than he thought. It's a lot. So, and that's a much bigger guy. So with Devin Haney, again, you trying to reestablish yourself and get your feet back planted at, and you doing it at a heavier weight class. So we got to be really smart, man. I don't think it's necessarily a cap because, again, he did mention doing business with him, but it's a matter of, like, when with some of these fights, right? When would he take them? You know what I'm saying? Like, what would be the next best option for Devin Haney next if you're looking at this list?
Yeah, I agree, man. I don't think it's cap. I don't think we can say. I think it's a fight that sooner or later, it could very well happen. And I'm talking about, like, at least by next year. But last one on the list, they put Ryan Garcia last, and I think it's a reason why they put Ryan Garcia last is because they tried to make the fight with Ryan Garcia. They didn't want to make the fight right? And I'm talking about Ryan Garcia is capped. They didn't. Ryan Garcia, Oscar De La Hoya, they didn't want to make the fight. I don't think Ryan Garcia is mentally right now. Oscar don't want to make the fight. They came out making excuses, talking about all Devin's gonna do is run and all of that bullshit. Yeah, they you can't say capping about Ryan Garcia because they tried to make the fight. Now, are they gonna circle back to try to make a Ryan Garcia fight again? But he put him at 10. So he let everybody know kind of like we ain't even paying attention to Ryan Garcia because he don't want to fight. Oscar don't want to fight. Don't nobody over there want to fight. And it's a damn shame because all of the build up, right? Ryan Garcia the one, and Oscar De La Hoya is speaking from Ryan because Ryan ain't said nothing. But Oscar is coming out making all these excuses, right? When the fight was already signed on the table, they already was gonna make a shit ton of money, and Oscar coming out making excuses, talking about, oh, he's just gonna run. It's gonna be, man, come on now, man. So they on some bullshit. So we definitely can't say that Devin and Bill didn't try everything they could to try to make that Ryan Garcia rematch. And they was like, hey, it's in the contract. That's the fight that's next. They told us all that fight is gonna happen next, regardless. And Ryan didn't uphold his end of the bargain because he went out there and looked like some shit and lost. So, what can you say? There ain't really too much to say on that situation. If anybody tried to deny that shit, it's just, we know what it is.
I look at it like this, kid. I think they know. Listen, back then, bro, when we was getting on Bill ass, I always praise Devin because I'm still a fan of Devin regardless. I remember when Devin from the beginning, I talk a lot of shit about him and things of that nature. Don't think he was gonna beat Tank. Don't think he can beat Shakur Stevenson. I stand firm on that. But my thing is, he can make it. I said he can make it tough for Tank and Shakur if he fight his fight. I always say this about Devin. Devin is one of the smoothest boxers in the game, bro. He is one of the smoothest. To be at this age too, he got an IQ. I say if he fight his fight, bro, and quit trying to please the fans, right? I understand you got to please the fans sometimes. I get it, brother. But you have to be smart sometimes against and know your fucking enemy, brother. You know what I'm saying? The order of war, know your enemy. So it's like when we're looking at the situation, I think Ryan because like you said, I don't even think Ryan is conversating with De La Hoya right now. I know he's not. You know how their relationship is. It's only a business relationship. It ain't no I call you to check up on a motherfucker. I doubt if you ask Oscar De La Hoya if he called check up on Ryan, he never checked up on him. Just my opinion. They don't have a relationship like that. It's just a working relationship. Let's make the fights happen. You promote, we do this. Ryan go about his business because they can't control Ryan. You know what I'm saying? They can't control shit he do. So I look at it as if just me, Oscar De La Hoya, and them sort of fight that Devin put on with Ramirez, and they like, okay, if he fight like this, Brian not gonna beat him. We said I picked Devin to win the first fight if he fight his fight. You know what I'm saying? If he would have fought his fight, he'd have won that fight. But it's just the fact of they know, like, if Devin wants to do this shit to Ryan Garcia, he's not winning the fight. So that's another L in the book, and that might be the end of Ryan Garcia when Devin beat him, because now everybody gonna say, yeah, you see what I mean? It was the so-and-so in the system. You know what I'm saying? It's really go take a motherfucking spin out of twirl, and he go back on a drinking binge or cocaine, whatever the hell he was doing. I don't wish that on him. But, mentally weak people, bro, they go back to what makes them feel good. So it's like, when we're looking at the situation, bro, I think they just looked at it as that, and, like, we can't risk that happening right now. We can't risk it. We got to wait till he, get his mind right and tell us when he want to fight again, because that's one of they motherfucking last, big money mans over there. Once we look at the people that Golden Boy got for real, you know what I'm saying? So they got to move strategic right now, you know what I'm saying, until they get somebody that they feel like they can be a star or put themselves in position to be a star to bring them in money. So they got to move strategic with Ryan at the moment. So I don't think they capped about that fight. It was already, like you say, in play. They walked up on the thing, pissed off a little bit. You feel me? So at the end of the day, man, Ryan gonna do what Ryan want to do. I'm just gonna say that Ryan gonna do what the fuck Ryan want to do, and they can't control it, dude. But Devin them fighting him, yeah, I don't see that no time soon. No time soon.
Yeah, what you think, Just?
Right. You Ryan?
Yeah.
Ryan and Devin rematch. Seem like that fight a little dead in the water, man. Seemed like Ryan really fumbled it. And since then, you see he kind of killed the momentum. It's one thing to have a lackluster performance, but it's a whole other thing to have a lackluster performance, be the favorite and lose. You get what I'm saying? The way Ryan did. So I think, like, more so than anything, what he did or what he didn't do is the reason why we probably ain't getting that rematch the way they was anticipating or expecting. You know what I mean? It's kill Devin all you want. Like I keep saying, he did win. Ryan's somewhere quiet now. He literally, we joke about, oh, he gonna cry in the car. No, he really went and cried. Like, bro, really went and cried and went quiet. So I don't. And then you got De La Hoya on the other side saying, you know, no rematch. That's not the direction they looking to go because, you know, the way Devin Haney looked and he ran it. Nah, BS. Call it what it is. Your man looked bad, and it's the worst time to look bad. He really did what he couldn't afford to do. Ryan Garcia was look bad after the PED situation. Now you come back, you look like a shell of yourself. You young as hell. You ain't have no excuse for that. You look bad as hell, and I don't think they confident that you can even beat this version of Devin. Say what you want, but hey, man, you go out there and you fight like that, man. Shit, Devin got a better chance at beating you than you do at beating him again. Tell you that. He got just as many questions to answer as Devin do, if not more. You know what I'm saying? Because he left that fight a much different guy. So we looking like, yo, whether it was a nanogram, billionth of a, I don't care. Why did he look like that? He looked like a changed fighter. He ain't have no excuse. He didn't get beat down. He didn't get dropped all and drug all over the, you know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't go 12 rounds and get the worst of it. So what's his excuse for looking that bad?
Boy didn't have and he ain't have a muscle on him, just do.
Yeah, what was up with that?
Flabby like Larry Holmes and shit.
Man, he was hanging out with Mikey Garcia? Bro ain't do nothing, just some cardio. It ain't look like he tried to work out, do no calisthenic, nothing, bro. He looked wild. And I said he had a bit of a love handle around his waist. He had a little bit of a, you get him, so that shit mattered. I was like, yo, he looked
let his hands go, look like some pure shit.
Yeah, he looked bad. After the PED situation, though, you couldn't afford that, bro. Now, everything people felt like they were saying about you is going to be validated. And for what it's worth, like I said, bro, certain stories ain't mine to break, but I know somebody that seen the picture with him in the picture with the shit. I'm going to just say that with Ryan.
Wait, run that back.
Yes, I know somebody that seen the picture with Ryan Garcia in the picture with the shit. With the drugs,
with the Oscarine
that he was supposed to take, with the guy that he got it from.
Hey, I'm gonna say it like this. I know he took the shit. I don't doubt it, because you know why? And before I move on, man, I'm gonna give y'all a little history on the situation, because people tend to forget shit that they see, right? Now, when after Ryan Garcia beat Oscar Duarte, right? Or was it after, or was it before he beat Oscar Duarte, right? Somewhere between it, he did an interview on the Zone, and Devin Haney's name got brought up, and he said no, he didn't want to fight Devin. He said, like, nah, I'm not gonna be crazy and like, fight. He said, down the line, but I wouldn't take that fight right now. Like down the line, once I work myself in the division more, but I wouldn't take that fight, next to right now. He said, nah, that's like, I'm not gonna be crazy and do nothing like that, right? So he flat out said that he wasn't gonna fight Devin, that it'll be crazy for him to take a Devin Haney fight, right, at that point in time. And then remember, it was Pitbull came up and that fell through. Rolly came up, that fell through, and then it was shocked. It shocked everybody when the Devin Haney fight came about. Everybody was shocked. Now, if you look at Ryan Garcia's history, right, he only started acting crazy when it's a fighter like Devin or Tank. He started acting hella erratic. He's already said that he's bipolar, right? Bipolar people go through a phase to where sometimes they go through a manic phase, right? A manic phase is where they start, basically acting all out of their character, doing crazy shit. And that's the stage he was in. The reason he got in that stage is because he was nervous as hell about that Devin Haney fight. Y'all look at, these casual fans look at, and we got to go back to what Devin Haney was looked at that point. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people thought he was unbeatable. I'm not one of the ones that thought he was unbeatable, but a lot of boxing fans was looking at Devin as, oh, he's that one. Like, he ain't nobody gonna beat him, right? And so with that pressure that Ryan Garcia had going into the Devin Haney fight, right? After already losing to Tank, he had a lot of pressure. Y'all don't think that he wanted something to give him a little off? And then he was drinking. He's partying and all that shit. He was 15 pounds overweight still the night of the fight. And that's a fact. And I'm the one that came out and told y'all that shit, right? Everybody said I was lying about the shit. And then Ryan Garcia did an interview and told y'all himself that he had to lose 15 pounds, right? The night before the fight. We seen him how big he was in the pre-workout when he had the little vest on and shit. And then when he was hitting the mitts in the media workout with Derrick James, he's big as hell. So, man, he was nervous, man. He was looking for anything. Now that I see, he was looking for anything that'll, get him on point. And I don't think that he was dieting right. So if I could take this shit, I could take some shortcuts, keep my muscle on, because he was big as hell in that fight versus Ryan, but he still was tight. Like, he still had muscle. Like, his shit was tight.
Right.
Now he moved up in weight, right? Moved up 7 pounds in weight, and he's flabby. He's flabby.
Right. He looked crazy.
If he wanted to debunk what people were saying, calling him a PED user, his last fight was his opportunity to do it. And all he did was basically prove the ones right that was pointing the finger at him. He proved them right. So, you can believe what you want to believe, but he didn't do nothing to debunk none of that shit.
Nope. Not a fucking thing. He ain't even nothing. If anything, he just gave you more of a reason to suspect that, that he was dirty. And that's why I say I can't rock with him. So as I say, the next person, Rolly, wants some people over that night beating that dude too, low key.
Yeah, man. So, man, moving along, right? I want to move along, right? Money, you still there?
Yep, I'm here, bro.
Okay, I'm gonna move along, and I'm gonna start this Keyshawn Davis, Shakur Stevenson. I'm gonna start it off like this because, see, I made a video about this shit, right? When I made the video, people wasn't really talking about this shit. Yeah, I think I was the first one that made a video talking about this shit, right? And I seen it. I went and made a video about it, right? In my video, you had niggas coming in there saying I was lying, I'm capping, I'm making up shit. You had people telling me that I made the tweet up, right?
That's
like
crazy.
It's crazy, but right. But now everybody else start talking about the shit and making videos about it. Now it's everywhere, right? You would never see them people come back in your comments and tell you like, "Oh, my bad," I was wrong, right? Them motherfuckers just disappear after that.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I'm gonna put up because now Keyshawn Davis has recently he went and erased what he said, right? He went and erased what he said, but see, the internet, you can't erase shit off the internet because somebody always gonna have it, right? And so I'm gonna post this up right here. Hold on, real quick. Damn. Hold on. Delete. Hold on, real quick. Let's see. New scene. Let's see. Hold on. Damn. Let me get this right. Try to get this. Hold on, man. Let me see. Okay, right here. Let me see. Image file. Here we go. So, get this on the screen. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna put this up here so y'all can see it. So this is from Keyshawn Davis's account, right? So if you're trying to go find it, he erased the shit. And this is his official account, and I'm gonna show y'all that it's his official account. Hold on. You see that? Let me see. Because I screenshotted the shit. It's his official account, right?
It's definitely his official account.
So, you know, for the ones that said I made the shit up and I'm capping and I put up, I did it with a fake Keyshawn Davis page.
What?
People
would never do no shit like that.
Like, why the fuck I'm gonna go out of my way to do all that? Come on.
Yeah,
man.
that's weird. Yeah.
Weird shit. But
right.
So this is it right here, right? Y'all can see Richardson Hitchens. He posted to Shakur Stevenson 4 days ago, and he said, in July, we gonna see what a quote-unquote boring fighter do to an all action-packed, exciting, entertaining, massacre type fighter, right? Exciting, entertaining fighter. He says it's gonna be a massacre. Ask Shakur Stevenson, know what time it is, my brother, right? So he posted that and added Shakur Stevenson, giving Shakur props. Like, you know what I'm saying? My brother gonna shut everybody up come July the July the 12th? Or is it July the 12th? He gonna show y'all, right, exactly what y'all been asking for. And just giving them props and saluting them. Keyshawn Davis comes 4 days later and says, y'all some weirdo ass niggas. Y'all should get married, right? Now, somebody else came in my video and said, oh, nigga, you capping. He wasn't even talking to Shakur. He was talking to Richardson Hitchens. Look, so do you address one person by saying y'all? And do you put niggas or would you have to put nigga? If he was just talking to Richardson Hitchens, he would have been like, you a weirdo ass nigga. And then he wouldn't have put you should get married. So he was talking to both of them directly. Right?
Right.
Then he comes back and he says, tired of sparing niggas. If it ain't DB3, it ain't nobody. Good night. So he lets you know right off the rip. And this to me, when he said sparing niggas, who could he be talking about? To me, he was only talking about one person, and it wasn't Richardson Hitchens. It was Shakur Stevenson, because everybody know that him and Richard Hitchens don't F with each other. You've heard Hitchens talk about Keyshawn Davis, and you've heard Keyshawn talk about whooping on Richardson Hitchens, right? So he couldn't be talking about Richard Hitchens because nobody would look at neither one of them and say neither one of them is sparing each other, because they both said on several occasions that they'll fight each other, right? They both said that. So the only person he could be talking about is Shakur Stevenson, and he's telling the world like, oh, I've been sparing this nigga. Now, if it ain't DB3, if it ain't Kelvin or Keon, it's up. Anybody can get it. That's what he's saying, right? Now, not only that, Shakur, he posted on his Instagram. Let me pull this up, right? Posted on his Instagram and in the gym, shadow boxing. But this is the song that he posted, right? We'll let y'all hear it. If y'all listen to the words.
Talking about the black trying to get it slinging dope. The niggas say I changed, but you niggas changed first. Fuck all this money, nigga, we was fake first. You can let me call it no.
So if y'all heard the lyrics, he put that song up for a reason, right? I mean, he just put two and two together, right? Now, I don't know what's going on, but I got my opinion, right? I think everybody got their opinion on what's going on, right? Because since then, Keyshawn, he went and took this down. He deleted all of it. He did an interview, and he did one with Fight Hype, and he did one with Sean Zytel that I saw. Now, in that interview, they mentioned this, but they didn't mention Shakur. They never asked him about Shakur in the interview. They asked him about Richardson Hitchens, like, oh, yeah, you know, what's up with the beef with you and Richardson Hitchens, right? And they didn't ask him about Shakur. Now, I'm wondering how come they didn't bring Shakur's name up, right? I don't know. Maybe they don't want to make it, you know, blow this situation up because him and Shakur was like that or whatever it may be, because I'm going to keep it real, man. I've seen shit from Keyshawn Davis, and I've seen Keyshawn say shit that I've been noticing, but I never made no video about it because I didn't want to be messing with the situation. Like, I didn't want to bring that shit to the light, you know what I'm saying? And do what everybody else was trying to do, is put them together, right? When they close. Like, if they fight, that's cool, but I didn't want to see them fall out as brothers, you know, as close, right? So I never made no videos and put out shit that I've noticed. But now we here, I'm going to talk about some of that, you know, and we just going to cook on all that. But they didn't ask him about Shakur Stevenson on the interview. They mentioned Richardson Hitchens, and basically he just said, like, he admitted, like, I was wrong. I shouldn't have, you know, put that shit on social media. Some shit I shouldn't have put out on social media, you know. Now, hey, it's out there. Obviously, he said what he said about Shakur. Like, I'm not even gonna emphasize the Richardson Hitchens, because everybody know that him and Hitchens ain't fuck with each other. They've been having beef. But this is a shock to everybody, right, when it comes to Shakur Stevenson. And the whole boxing world been trying to get them to do just this. Now, I always figured it was going to come down to this. I never talked about it like that behind the scenes. I talked to somebody about it a couple weeks ago, and I said, I could tell that Keyshawn, he going to be the one to come out and say some shit. I knew it. I knew Keyshawn was going to, because I could just tell by the little shit he was saying and how he was moving, and I'll get into that in a minute, right? But man, before we really start breaking this down, I'll go to you first, and then I'll go to Money. And what y'all thought when you see, you know, Money? I think you just seeing this for the first time, but Just, what did you see? What did you think when you seen this?
I was like, they about to have some fun with this, man. But probably naturally just, you know, one of them things where you rocking with somebody that he don't rock with, so you can see how that'll cause a little tension, right? You see what he doing, playing into the fact, well, Hitchens playing into the fact that they call Shakur boring, but also him giving him his credit, telling him, like, you know, it's going, you know, he about to pretty much beat to pay the ass. This is what he's saying, but I don't know why he says y'all weird. Like, I guess because of the way he be. I don't know. I guess he wasn't rocking with it. You know what I mean? You know, he don't like Hitchens, Keyshawn. So unless it's something that happened behind the scenes that I don't know about, just seeing these tweets, maybe it did, or maybe he just, you know, responding to the fact that you rocking with somebody you don't rock with. I don't know. But then he said, tired of sparing. You know what I mean? So I don't know what that meant. So I don't know. Trouble in Paradise. So it's the Bash Brothers having some issues. And then Shakur posted Meek Mill, watch who, you know, who you're around with those lyrics and all of that. And, you know, make me wonder, like, that's indirect to each other. So it's unfortunate. But hey, I'll tell you this. I'm a fight fan first, man. I respect their relationship. But I definitely respect if somehow they end up in the ring. Let's go. Shout out to them both. But hey, I ain't against saying it. Whatever y'all personal issues is, cool. If it leads to y'all fighting, I'm there. I'm for it. Hey, you know, I'm with it.
I feel the same way. How you feel when you looking at this for the first time, Money? How you feel?
Used to be my dog. You was in my left titty. Scream rather die. I thought you would die with me. You feel me? You feel me? Straight up, look, bro. I got respect for Keyshawn and Shakur, bro. I feel like what Just said, right? We before we seen Keyshawn on the scene, we've been seeing Shakur and Richard Hitchens together. They've been brothers in the shit, turned professional together, if I'm not mistaken, or not too long behind each other. You feel me? So it's like we know the situation with them. They've been cool. They've been rocking. So they brothers in arms as well. Keyshawn coming to the picture. They had a beef. You know how that in the round circle shit be. Shit get out. However the situation happened between him and Keyshawn and Richard Hitchens, it happened, right? So you looking at Shakur Stevenson, he the brother in the middle, he the big brother, you know what I'm saying? So he the brother right there. So of course they looking at him to, hey man, that nigga said this, man. Why you can't tell niggas stop saying this? Or what? Who knows what the situation is, right? But I do feel like they got something to do with it, you know what I'm saying? Because you know Keyshawn be around his brothers a lot, and niggas get in their heads a little bit. You feel me? Especially when you start getting money, you start getting big wins. They start mentioning your name with the top shotters in the game and shit like that. You start feeling yourself, as you should, because you put yourself in that position. Then, like you say, social media get the buzzing. Oh, they won't fight each other. They scared of each other. This, that. These niggas see everything on these social media babies. They see everything that's going down, what's going on. He ain't gonna fight and possess his brother. Why he got his real brothers up? Who knows how shit getting twisted and you know how shit can always get misinterpreted in ways that I'm talking about you won't be able to defeat the internet, bro. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to it, I see this. I feel like this was on Keyshawn part, him young, you know what I'm saying? You got to give him excuse him young, but at the same time, you say it's your brother and this, that, and third. You don't put no shit like this on him, bro. Like, seriously. And he checked himself by taking it down, so I respect that. I respect that 120%. But like he say, once you put it out there, it's out there. There's no sense of taking it down. You can come behind it and write something behind it. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way to do it. Clean the shit up, how you put the shit out there. You know what I'm saying? Come back to social media. I want to apologize to my brother, man. It was X, Y, Z, this, that, and third, whatever the situation was, right? But ain't no sense of, they even know that. Like, you can't just snatch it down, bro. Every motherfucker screenshot and taking it. Like you say, Key, to see that it's Shakur, people not stupid either. But that's why I say we need to quit all that. Oh, he's not talking about him like we not grown. Like, cut it the fuck out, man. Cut it out. If I go on this motherfucker and get off here right now and meet Jess and Keon get into an argument, I go on that motherfucker. Yeah, man. I'm just saying, man, you know, two niggas think they know every motherfucking thing. You feel me? I ain't gonna say no names, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, them niggas can go ahead and wrap it up. You know, he ain't gotta worry about me coming back over. You know, they can go do their thing, man. Who the fuck am I talking about? You feel me?
Right.
Oh, no, he ain't talking about y'all. He just saying in general. There's a lot of channels he go on. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? So when it comes down to it, bro, I think it's solved. I'm just gonna be realistic. I think it's little brother getting out of line, getting this. And we know Keyshawn a little walking ticking bomb. We know he is. You know, the slightest little thing can trip him off, because he's like the one that, hey Keyshawn, go punch him in his shit. He'll go over there and punch him in his shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's that type of little brother. But
Yeah.
I think they got on the phone behind the scenes, and you know what I'm saying, I'm saying for Shakur and Keyshawn. You know what I'm saying? They talked it out. And you know, Shakur, like you said, he didn't come out and make no tweets about it. He put that song out there, and still that song still ain't diminishing, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know, it's gonna be a little telling, bro. It's gonna be a little telling. And once you come out like that, in the back of your mind, you always have that little tick. So we'll see how it play out though. But I'm wishing them all the best. And like if they fight, gonna make some good damn money. And I ain't gonna be mad at them. But go ahead, Key.
Yeah. I mean, you know, a lot of people was pushing for this to happen. A lot of people saying it was gonna happen. It's crazy because I was on over at Claymore Rain on my man Claymore Rain panel with Blue Blood and Claymore and some of the other guys just a couple of days ago. And Blue was like, nah, you know, they need to fight, they this and that. And Blue was saying that Keyshawn gonna be the one. Keyshawn, you know what I'm saying? Blue was saying that Keyshawn, you could tell that Keyshawn was basically like just saying what he been saying, that they wouldn't fight, because Shakur was saying it, right? So he was saying that, you know, I think Keyshawn want to fight him, but he just don't want to say it because he's trying to stay loyal to Shakur because Shakur is saying that, right? And my whole thing was like, I'm like, well, I've seen Shakur say that he would never fight Keyshawn Davis before Keyshawn Davis ever turned professional. and that he would never fight Richardson Hitchens. He said everybody else, it was up, you know, besides his family. But yeah, everybody else. I heard him say that shit before Keyshawn was ever professional, right? So I was telling Blue, like, man, I never pressed the issue and I was never on that shit because I hear them say we'll never fight each other over and over and over and over again, right? And I've heard them say that for years. So it is what it is. And I said, I always felt that if they was cool and they fought each other, they not gonna go out there and try to kill each other. They gonna give us a glorified sparring match and get the bag. And I don't want to see that. I only want to see them fight if they really got some air. Like if they really gonna go out there and try to knock each other head off. I don't want to see no, glorified sparring match and then take the bag and run off. So why do I want to see them fight if that's what I believe that's gonna happen, right? So me and him was going back and forth on that, right? But I'm gonna keep it real. Because y'all know I don't sugarcoat on high shit. Behind the scenes, a few weeks ago, I had a conversation with somebody, another content creator. He didn't interview both of them. Y'all know who he is, but I ain't gonna say who his name is, right? And I was telling him that we was talking about the situation, right? Because he was actually supposed to have Shakur on there. I don't know what happened. It fell through. But we was talking about the situation. And I was like, man, I think Keyshawn, I said, I don't think you're going to get Shakur to say nothing like ever bad about Keyshawn publicly. I said, I don't think Shakur, he don't got that type of shit in him. Like, I think that he really got that genuine love for Keyshawn Davis. He really want to see Keyshawn get to the top and you know what I'm saying, just beat everybody, right? And I think that Shakur is just a loyal cat like that. I said, but Keyshawn, I said, I could see Keyshawn a little different. I told him that. I said, when shit hit the fan, if it does ever, it's going to be Keyshawn. I swear to everything, this is what I said. I said, it's going to be Keyshawn. I said, and the reason I said this, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all the reason I said it was going to be Keyshawn, because I seen it already. Now, I rock with both of these fighters, right? So if they fight, and I would love to see it, right? But I'm going to tell y'all why I always thought if they did fall out and it became public, it was going to be Keyshawn to come out and say some disrespectful shit, right? If I'm Shakur, I would have been like, nigga, who you sparing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Weirdo, nigga. Like, I would have already jumped out and said some shit. Like, nigga, it's up. What's popping? Like, because this is disrespectful. Like, nigga, you finna call me a weirdo and tell me to marry another nigga? And then you finna say that you sparing me? You been sparing? Like that, I would have took offense to that, right? But Shakur, he ain't came out and said nothing about it, right? But it don't surprise me, because if you go back and you look at all of the interviews that Keyshawn Davis has done ever since his name started getting big, and ever since him and Shakur was right there with each other, like in the rankings and all of that, go back and listen to some of them interviews when they bring Shakur Stevenson up. Listen to what Keyshawn Davis's response is. Look at his expression. Look, to me, I felt like he was getting irritated, because even with the Tank situation, when I think it was with Gillian Wallow, they was asking him, like several people have asked him about Tank and Shakur, right? And he was never saying the same type of shit that Shakur was saying about Keyshawn when Keyshawn and Tank was brought up. Keyshawn was like, yeah, it'll be a, real good competitive fight. Like, he was like, kind of like, it'll be a competitive fight, this and that. He wasn't giving Shakur props like Shakur was giving to him. He was kind of like, and then when they started bringing Shakur up, he kind of like didn't want to, he wasn't bigging him up like that. Just go back and look at some of these interviews. He wasn't giving him shine like that. He wasn't bigging him up like that. And he was like, but me, when I fight Tank, it was kind of like, y'all know what I'm saying. It was kind of like, but me, like we like, yeah. Whatever y'all talking about him, but me. And then when you heard Shakur, it was a whole different tone. Like, man, I've been telling everybody, I've been telling the world, man, before Keyshawn even turned pro that he was one of them one. Keyshawn is this, and Keyshawn is that, and Keyshawn is this. Like, he was always giving Keyshawn the most high praises, right? Like, you know, like a brother would do. It wasn't that with Keyshawn. It was a whole different type of energy. And I noticed it didn't become that until people start trying to put them against each other, until Keyshawn start, you know, moving up. And you know, then he starts saying, I'm the biggest in the division. I'm the biggest draw. I'm excited. If you want to see an exciting fighter, and it was kind of like little undertones I was catching them. But, you know, I wasn't going to come out and make no video and press the issue. But I've been seeing that shit. So when I seen Keyshawn pop out and do this shit, I wasn't that surprised. I knew it was coming, because to me, it was like Keyshawn started smelling himself. And then you always going to get that one that wants to prove that even though we tight, it's a little jealousy. I'm sick of being in the back seat. Now I want to show everybody I'm better. You know what I'm saying? Because if you catch what he was always saying, he pretty much saying that shit already. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited. I'm a draw. I'm the biggest draw. Come to my and yeah, you big up yourself, but it was different. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't talking like Shakur was talking when Shakur's name was brought up to him. Right. And when Shakur had, you know, people ask him about Keyshawn Davis, it was night and day. And I've been seeing it, you know. I've been seeing it, man. I've been seeing this shit, but hey, I believe that Keyshawn took the post down because, of course, all of their families is tight, right? I believe somebody called him and they probably tried to mediate and told him to take that shit down. You know what I'm saying? They probably tried to mediate and told him to take that shit down. Also, I think that what triggered Keyshawn is Richardson Hitchens and Shakur being cool again. He just like Justin Money was saying, like, he don't like Hitchens. They've been had beef. I don't know what they beef about. You know what I'm saying? But he don't like Hitchens. They've been had beef. And, you know, you see Hitchens always giving Shakur props and then Shakur giving Hitchens props and shit sometimes. So he don't like that shit. He feels some type of way about that shit. So, like Money said, Keyshawn, he's one of them that got a quick trigger. He probably seen this shit. Some shit could have happened behind the scenes to where he feel like, why you still fucking with this nigga? You know I don't fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? And when you wasn't fucking with him, when y'all fell out, I was still, you know what I'm saying? I had your back 1,000%. Now you gonna go back and fuck with this nigga. Now he probably feels some type of way about that shit with all of the other shit tacked on it, with everybody. Well, Keyshawn, we think that Shakur better than you. Keyshawn, you Shakur little brother. Keyshawn, you know what I'm saying? What would happen if you and Shakur fought? Well, Shakur said he's the best. You said you did. So with all that shit, one of them was going to succumb to all of that shit. It's always going to be one. And I knew it wasn't going to be Shakur. You could tell by how he was talking about Keyshawn. And I always knew it was going to be Keyshawn. And I think this is what we got. Now, does this carry on? They might have got somebody to mediate and squash it for now. I don't know. But it's going to come back up. As long as they stay in the division with each other, now it's out there. And the fans and the media, they ain't going to let this shit go. And it's going to be a full court press. Now you got to come out and explain this shit. And that's why I want to know why when they did the interview with Keyshawn, right? When he did the interview on Fight Hype and with Sean Zytel, why did they only mention Richardson Hitchens when they brought up this tweet? They didn't mention Shakur Stevenson. That's what I want to know. You should ask him. I would have asked him that shit like, man, well, what's up with you and Shakur? Why would you come out and say you? Because this is a direct shot. The first tweet is at both Shakur and Richardson Hitchens. The second tweet is a direct shot at Shakur Stevenson. Letting them know I'm sick of sparing niggas. If it ain't DB3, it ain't nobody. You can get this smoke too. It's that time. And I know, and so, hey, what y'all think, man? My man R. Stokes say that Shakur trying to focus on Cepeda right now. I would hope, yeah. Let me see. What y'all think in the chat, man? What y'all think of this whole situation? Y'all think this shit gonna get bigger? Y'all think that somebody behind the scenes gonna dead it and they just gonna, it's just gonna go quiet? We gonna, but see, now everybody gonna be looking. Every time Shakur do an interview, people gonna be looking to see if Shakur mentioned Keyshawn Davis, right? Every time Keyshawn do an interview, people gonna be looking to see if he mentioned Shakur. They gonna ask him about Shakur. They gonna be looking at their Instagram, seeing if they post each other. All of that. They're gonna be looking at all of that. So, man, it's open, man. Y'all can cook.
Yeah, I think Jeff's on the call. Yeah, I look at it the same way, man. I feel like we said, man, once you reach a certain plateau in this boxing game, because it's still a free for all at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You training by yourself, you're doing your caps and shit. And sometimes, testosterone gets in the way. But like you said, Keith, the internet, bro, and the way people talk and the way they want to put you against one another. You know what I'm saying? They want to put y'all against one another. Then y'all in the same division. Both of y'all got titles. You know what I'm saying? Both of y'all got titles. So that's a big issue. And I ain't going to say it's a big issue, but that's a big part of people saying, oh, nah, man, champions got to fight champions, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't be just holding belts saying y'all not go fight each other, this, that, and the third. Y'all scared. That's going to be the number one thing is they scared. You feel me? So, people can rile you up, bro. They can rile. And, when you're young, Keith, you know how hot-headed we is. All of them, we was young. We all been hot-heads, bro. You know what I'm saying? And like you say, it do be them times that when you in a group, hey, what's going on, bro? It do be the times where you in a group, bro, and you know who the leader is. But at the same time, you go test the leader once or twice. You feel me? Until you put your ass in your face like, all right, nigga, you got it. You know what I'm saying? Just like big cousins, Keith. You know what I'm saying? You got big cousins, you falling up behind. You start feeling yourself. You never know what situation come up. There's always going to be a situation. I tried my big cousin one time. He put my ass in my place. I'm quite sure you tried Sherrod. You know what I'm saying? Sherrod put your ass in your place. So it's like, you're like, all right, this motherfucker's still stronger than me. I'm going to leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
Yeah, you're right, because I remember one time I called him on some shit. He's like, nigga, don't you ever call me on no shit like that. Yeah.
Oh, you right, dog. But hell yeah, bro. So it's like you have those situations, bro. So at this moment, I don't think it's gonna lead to them inside the ring. Like I said, unless it's an X amount of money, that's some shit that, hey man, we can't turn this down, bro. Like we gotta go get this. You feel me? But it possibly can. Let me say, because like you say, once it's out there, bro, it's out there. Once it's out there, it's out there. Then we never know. Temperatures can get flared up once again. Shit can get brought back up, and voila, you feel me? So, but I still look at it as, like you say, Shakur, he really loved them dudes, bro. Like genuine love, like outside of boxing, like you say, bro. It ain't fuck the money, nigga. Like the money ain't shit, nigga. We family. Don't let the money fuck your head up. You know what I'm saying? You start getting a couple dollars and shit like that. Don't let it go to your head, nigga. You gonna make your money, but don't let them start making you be something that you're not, neither. You know what I'm saying? Don't change up, because a lot of niggas do change up to get their money. We've seen it a million and one times.
When they start getting that money and that fame, and then, oh man, you better than him, because people in his ear every day, man, you better than him, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Keyshawn more exciting. That's the main thing they put up. Oh, he more exciting than Shakur. He more exciting. Like you said, even when I'm talking about the Tank fight, me and Tank is the biggest fight in boxing. Like, now, I'm not mad at you for saying you want to fight. You're supposed to want to fight. But damn well you ain't ahead of Shakur and getting that fight. Like, let's be realistic, my boy. You just won a title, my nigga. Respect that. This nigga been world champion at 3 different unified silver medals like you. You feel me? So let's not put the carriage before the horse. You know what I'm saying? Don't jump the guns and just thinking that, oh, I'm here already because I won my first title. No, you won your first title. Salute to that. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. But now you gotta do a little bit more, my boy. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even defended that motherfucker yet. You feel me? So just let your career build. I get it. Take the hype. Ride with the hype. But don't get outside your character, bro, just to please some people that don't really give a fuck about you. Because the higher you get, yeah, they go praise you. But once you fuck up one time, like Devin just lost, and they say he's done, he's over. You take a loss, they're gonna be saying the same shit about you. Oh, he's done, he's over, bro. He was all hype. He got that one win, and he never fought nobody. And you know what I'm saying? Like these fans are weird as fuck. And I ain't gonna say, well, I don't want to call them weird. They young, fuck it. I'm not gonna say that, right? You know, even though some of you little motherfuckers is weird, but they young and they go off of what they see. It's a social media era. It's all social media, baby, bro. Everything is hype. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers better tell you happy birthday on social media than tell you in your face. You know what I mean? They feel like, oh, I told you happy birthday. You know what I'm saying? Won't call your phone. So that's the type of era we living in now, bro. But when it comes down to it, me personally right now, I don't see it. I don't see nothing transpire. Like I said, I feel like they talk behind the scenes. I feel like they squashed and deadened it for now. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you know, like I say, Shakur focusing on, that was a good comment in the chat. Shakur focusing on Cepeda. He ain't worried about none of this bullshit to throw him off. All right, bro, you said what you said, and I'm not focusing on that right now. When I'm done with this fight, we damn should go address it. You know what I'm saying? We damn should go address it. So we'll see how it play out in the future, bro. But it's gonna come back up somewhere down, like you said, Keith. It's going to come back up somewhere down the line in the interview. And then, like you say, I don't know if they just not street savvy. I don't know if he said, listen, man, no Shakur questions about me fighting Shakur. Nothing like. I don't know if that was the case. But anybody in their right mind see that he was talking about Shakur Stevenson. Like he say, he bring up Richard Hitchens. Why bring up Richard Hitchens when he took down the tweet? He didn't take down the tweet for no damn Richard Hitchens, like you said. Right. He took down the tweet because of Shakur Stevenson, what he said about him. That's not about no goddamn Richard Hitchens. So unless he said that, or they just not, you know, built like us and know who the fuck he talking about, read in between the lines or whatever the situation is. You feel me? So I don't know. But at the end of the day, I feel like somewhere down the line, the right person is gonna ask the right question. And Keyshawn got an answer. You know what I'm saying? He got an answer, bro.
And check this out, though. Check this out. I think when him and Richardson Hitchens, right, they was going back and forth probably like a couple months ago, right? And Keyshawn was talking about, oh, yeah, this nigga scared of me. He was saying that Hitchens was scared of him, right? And Hitchens came back in the interview and he responded. And he said, how the fuck I'm scared of this nigga, right? When something like he was like, why the fuck would I be scared of him when me and Shakur, we be going at it, right? We be going at it inspiring, and Shakur better than him.
Exactly.
He said so. Hitchens came was like Shakur way better than him. So how the fuck was he doing such and such to me when Shakur wasn't even doing that, and he better than Keyshawn? So I think all of that little shit, Keyshawn is, like you said, he's one of them loose cannon, and he was letting all that shit build up in his head, and shit like that gets to him. You know what I'm saying? Because he like, I ain't the little brother no more. You know what I'm saying? I think all of that shit was getting to him, right? And at the end of the day, they know who better. They know who better. Richardson Hitchens said Shakur better because he didn't see all the sparring and shit. But between Keyshawn and Shakur, they know who's the best out of them two because they didn't share the ring with each other hundreds of rounds. Now the question is, who y'all got? I don't know if Just is still in the building, he might still be on the phone, but man, who y'all got if they do lock up? Because I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm not even gonna say who I got yet, right? But I'm gonna tell y'all, Keyshawn is the more exciting fighter, but he take more chances. Keyshawn, man, he didn't. Keyshawn got way better since he been with Bud and them over there, right? And he liked to fight, but a lot of that shit that we've been seeing him get off with these, you know, other opponents he's been getting off with, he's not gonna be able to do that shit to Shakur. You know what I'm saying? Shakur's gonna nullify that. I think it's gonna be a chess match. Like I think it's really it's gonna come down to who has the better IQ and who can just flat out box. You know what I'm saying? Better because they know each other too well. But hey, I like people calling for the fight and calling for the fight. I don't think it'll be as exciting as a lot of people think it would be. I think it'll be more a chess match. They just know each other too well. But y'all can cook me on that. Who you got?
I'm gonna be real, bro. When it comes to when it comes to Shakur and like African American fighters, he be want to prove a point. Like that's just what I see, bro. Like I feel like that will be a exciting fight. I feel like Keyshawn will be, he's not gonna get dogged, but I think he's too wide for Shakur. Just me, I think he's too wide for Shakur Stevenson. Like when he loading up on his hooks and shit, like he set himself and he can throw all that shit on the ones that be right there in front of him. But I think Shakur angles. I think the defense and he got the best distance in the game. They just call it for what it is. They can say what they want to say, but Shakur got the best distance in the game. The angles and the distance, I think that shit go confuse Keyshawn. Like he go be out there. He go fight his ass off. He ain't getting knocked out. It's gonna be a good scrap. You know what I'm saying? I see 7. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say 8-4 Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see that thing going. 8-4 Shakur Stevenson. I mean, that's been nice, in my opinion. You feel me? That's been nice. I just feel like when I see Shakur Stevenson, bro, the way he fight, the style that he got, and what I know he can do for me watching him. I'm not talking about what every motherfucker talking about, running this, doing all that. I don't pay attention to that bullshit. But just by me watching him on pure skills, athleticism, and just a ring IQ, bro, that shit's some of the best I ever seen in my life, bro. And I'm talking about with all the greats. You know what I'm saying? Just the distance, the defense, the reflexes. You know what I'm saying? The way he can, motherfucker, you're not trapping them on the ropes. Let's say that. You can trap motherfuckers on the ropes. Shakur not getting trapped on the ropes. You're not backing them up in the corner. You know what I'm saying? Say what you want to say. He's not getting caught like that. So it's going to be fought in the middle of the ring where you have to think. And if you can't think with a thinking man, your ass gonna get outgunned every time. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm looking at the situation, bro, like I said, Keyshawn a hell of a fighter. He got a hell of a style. I think he will get frustrated. I think he will be the one to break first and try to start throwing heavy shots and try to catch Shakur with something hard. Because he know in his own right, he's not gonna outthink Shakur Stevenson. He know he's not gonna outbox Shakur Stevenson. So it's better to try to go to the body and set him up, and hopefully you can catch him with some good counters, like punching inside of punches and things of that nature. But you're not gonna get off first. You know what I'm saying? And you're not gonna land too many counters. Just be realistic. So you got either try to punch with him and see if you can get there first, and I think that'll be a bad idea. You know what I'm saying? And it's not me hating on on Keyshawn Davis, but just right now, looking at both stylistically, bro, and more mentally tough. You know what I'm saying? Because Keyshawn ain't really been in there with some of the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? So it's like mentally tough, like been there. Shakur been there, done that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's been there, done that. So when you went out with a motherfucker like that, bro, it get the plan on it. Then don't think you're down on the cards. Don't let the corner say, man, you're down, bro. You got to do something. It really go get bad. And he might just run into something and get his ass dropped. You know what I'm saying? So I think it'd be entertaining the first 4 or 5, but I think after that, I think it'd be Shakur figuring them out, and it just be work time, bro.
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, I think it would be a fight of a whole lot of thinking going on, dog. I think it'll be but I do feel you. I do think that Keyshawn is very emotional, right? He's very emotional, and so he'll be the one to basically throw the game plan out the window if shit ain't working for him, right? He gonna be the one that's gonna get emotional and throw the game plan out the window if shit ain't working for him. Shakur, he gonna stay poised, right? He gonna stick to what he gotta stick to. He gonna stay poised, and he not gonna let nobody knock him off his pivot. So I think at the end of the day, it's gonna come down to a chess match. And I think that Shakur wins that type of fight. I see old boy in the chat talking about Keyshawn knocks out Shakur. It ain't happening, bro. It's not his defense. He's too, like, I see somebody say, oh, Shakur defense is just to back up and disengage. Well, if that's all he had, to his defense, he definitely wouldn't be the best defensive fighter in boxing. They would have been and figured that shit out real fast, and he'll be a motherfucking just an average fighter, if that. So I mean, y'all watch shit, but you don't know what you're watching.
Well, we know when they say things like that, I already know where they coming from, and I already know who they're saying. You understand what I'm saying? We already know these things.
And then he say, Earl Phillips say, at least Keyshawn gonna make Shakur fight. Okay, this is where we gonna go again. Okay, so the funny thing is that you can't name more than 2 fights where Shakur was fight. Like you seen, okay, when Shakur fight Artem, who was on their back foot? Artem was on his back foot, running from Shakur, right? When Shakur fought this last fight, of course, he got the stoppage. Y'all don't want to talk about that, right? All y'all want to talk about is De Los Santos. That's the only fight y'all want to bring up. When he fought Yoshino, who was on the front foot? Shakur. When he fought Jamel Herring, who was taking the action to who? Shakur was on his front foot, right? When he fought Robinson Conceição, who was the one that was bringing the action to who? Robinson Conceição was, right?
A gold medalist at that. Don't forget that.
Right? So y'all bring up 2 fights in that man's whole career. Y'all bring up Edwin De Los Santos, right? Y'all bring up Edwin De Los Santos, who is when Shakur went in there with a torn shoulder that I seen when me and Money both seen the MRI for, and a messed up hand that he had to get surgery on, right? And you seen him fought with one hand. That's the main fight y'all like to point out to, right? And then if that don't work, y'all will go to, well, Nakatila. Well, the last time I checked, man, he dropped Nakatila. How you drop somebody if you running the whole fight, right? He dropped Nakatila and then beat him 12 rounds to 0. Now, did he control the fight on the outside? Yes, he controlled the fight on the outside, right? Before he fought Nakatila, all the fights that we was used to seeing Shakur, he was fighting in the pocket, right? He was right there in the pocket. He fought Nakatila, he stayed on the outside and beat him 12-0, dropped him early on in the fight and controlled the fight from the outside, right? But y'all bring up 2 fights, and how many fights Shakur got?
Okay, whoop Oscar Valdez ass, whoop Joey Gonzalez ass.
All of them.
Forget those.
Right? And out of, let me see how many fights he got, right? Out of 23 fights, y'all bring up 2 fights, right? After Nakatila, he said, you know what? Next time, I'm going to come and I'm going to put on, right? I know I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't perform like y'all wanted me to perform, even though I won 12-0 and dropped it, man. Next fight, he come back with Toka Khan Clary, beat the dog shit out of him, right? In the pocket, right? Come back with Felix, he came back the next fight, he came back Jamel Herring, beat the shit out of Jamel Herring, right? Then beat the shit out of Oscar Valdez, beat the shit out of Robinson Conceição, beat the shit out of Yoshino, right? Went against Edwin De Los Santos, was injured against Edwin De Los Santos, right? Fought with one hand, came back against Artem, right there in front of Artem, had Artem on his back foot, came back against Josh Padley, stopped him, and
now got to pay them.
2 fights out of 23 fights. See, that be that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But nobody, but you see this, right? They want to pick out 2 fights out of 23 fights when it comes to Shakur, but ain't none of these motherfuckers calling Ryan Garcia a runner. Ain't nobody ever called Ryan Garcia a runner and say, okay, well, he ran his last fight, so he a runner, right? He didn't want to engage with Rolly his last fight, so he don't let his hands go, right? You don't hear nobody saying that. When what's his name? Teofimo Lopez. He was on his back foot the whole fight. You've seen him fight several fights on his back foot, right? His last fight, he was on his back foot the whole fight, right? Ain't nobody talking about T.O. running. But Shakur Stevenson, you've seen him fight after fight after fight after fight right there in the pocket. But you want to take 2 fights and say, man, all he do is run. You got to make him fight. Okay, well, let's keep that same energy his next fight with Williams Zepeda. All he do is run. Keep the same energy his next fight with Williams Zepeda, because the motherfuckers just continue to hate and say that shit. When he beat the shit, if he go and beat the shit out of Williams Zepeda, right, and be right there and beat his ass, don't come and be like, oh, well, if Williams Zepeda wasn't, man, no, because Williams Zepeda is an all-action-packed fight. An all-action-packed fight. So let's see. You know what I'm saying?
The man who
come in and say some dumbass, ignorant shit. Talking about don't want to hear that injured shit. Pick and choose. Went to injured pass. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. First of all, we can tell you never been an athlete. You ain't never done nothing at a high level in your life. Because for fans to sit behind a phone and act like fighters don't get injured and injuries don't exist, like this shit, you crazy to me, right? They pick and choose who can be injured in boxing and who can't. You sit there and see a man fight with one hand the whole fight. Oh man, he just didn't want to engage. That's why why the fuck would you choose to fight with one hand a whole fight? That shit don't even make sense, dog. You still there, Money?
Hell yeah, listening. Hell yeah. That's why I say they be talking about this and talking about that, bro. Errol Phillips, you say he you know, what fights that you went to sleep on? How many fights has Shakur fought that you went to sleep on? Keep it real, Errol Phillips. You know what I'm saying? How many fights that you watched that you went to sleep on? And when did you then have a affection of watching Shakur fight? So it just comes down to, bro, to people like it. You know what I'm saying? To people like it, bro. If they like a fighter more than the other fighter, then they go agree with they fight. It ain't about if somebody boring or not, because there's been plenty of fighters out here going 12 rounds for the longest. You know what I'm saying? How many times Floyd won 12? You know what I mean? So don't tell me y'all step down and watch Floyd go 12 rounds every time he got into the goddamn ring.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's so many fighters out here that go 12 rounds. That don't mean it's a boring fight. That just means you're not a pugilism fan, bro. You're not a fan of boxing. You just want some punching and thumping, and you want to see somebody get knocked out. You feel me? So at the end of the day, you know, you got people that's big fans of the sport, of the pugilism, and you know, the motherfucker go out there and can knock you out. You feel me? It's always the UFC. Just in my opinion, you know, if you want to see motherfuckers just get ground and pounded and just stand right there and take them. But when we're looking at the situation with Shakur Stevenson, bro, y'all know what he brings to the table, right? He's going to bring his style of fight as he should. Y'all thing is to find somebody that can nullify his style of fight. Y'all supposed to go out there and say, oh, well, this person can cut the ring off and drop him. This person can cut the ring off. Like what he say, or at least Keyshawn going to make him fight. Well, let's see if your favorite fighter can make him fight. I mean, he only human here, man. He can move. You know what I mean? He been touched before. He been cracked.
But if he was so boring, why y'all still talking about it? I guarantee the ones that I'm put to sleep, I'm boring. I guarantee y'all gonna break y'all neck to go watch him fight. His next fight. I guarantee you're gonna break your neck to go watch him fight. They said the same shit about Floyd Mayweather, but them same fans, them same haters that kept saying the same shit about Floyd Mayweather, every time he fought, they tuned in. And see, it wasn't because he was born, it was because they was intrigued by him, but they was haters, so they wanted to see him lose. And that's where Shakur is winning, because Dundada and all these niggas that's in here hating, y'all gonna tune in every fight because y'all actually hate him, right? And y'all want to see him lose. Y'all praying and wishing he lose. And every time he come out with his hands raised, y'all biting blood out your bottom lip, and you coming up with a different excuse. You coming up with a different excuse every time. So all of that, he's born, he put me to sleep. You ain't stopping shit. Can your favorite fighter beat him at the end of the day? And you're going to continue to watch. You're going to continue to watch, and you're going to continue to talk shit every time because you're going to watch to see him lose, and he's going to continue to win. You know what I'm saying? You're going to continue to watch it, and you're going to eat. But that's the thing, right? If somebody put me to sleep, I'm not finna watch you no more. Oh, he fighting her? Yeah, I don't want to watch it. I'm finna, you know what I'm saying? It ain't my bedtime yet. I don't want to watch it. That's how I know y'all just full of shit. You know what I'm saying? So you get on the internet typing and capping, but why is you still watching? You know what I'm saying? Why you still watching? And I guarantee you, your favorite fighter can't beat him if they're in the same weight division. So y'all said the same thing about Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Y'all said this. They said the same exact thing about Floyd, right? And when you tell these people that, well, y'all said that Floyd was born and this, and that, and all he did was run, right? Now that Floyd's retired, and now that Floyd is at the top of the mountain of Mount Rushmore, right? And you can't deny it, right? They can't deny it. You know what they say when you say, well, y'all said the same thing about Floyd. They moved the goalpost. They try to pretend like they never said that about Floyd. Oh, no, man. Floyd was this, man. And Floyd would fight you. And Floyd would do this, man. No. It's different with Floyd because Floyd, he let his hands go. And Floyd was doing this. And Floyd. Tell me you don't hear that money. Y'all said
every time.
Sweet Pea Pernell Whitaker. No, Sweet Pea was different because Sweet Pea, man, they try to pretend like they ain't say that shit.
Hell yeah, every time, bro. We know it for a fact. We know how it go. They be on a little situation, then, like you said, it's only when you leave the game when they want to give you your props. You feel me? So I see what it is, bro. We know what it is. We know how this fight game go. We know how this shit go. I'm quite sure Shakur know how it go. That's why he don't mind continue to get his bag, get his money. Because, bro, he's not going to get the just due that he really deserves while he's in the game, bro. He's not going to get the just due that he deserves, regardless of what people say. But one thing you can't take away, one thing you can't change, one thing, if you hate it or not, you can't take away his accomplishments and his accolades. You understand what I'm saying? You can't take away a 3-division world champion, 2-time unified, silver medalist, looking to be unified again, right? So you can't take that away from that dude. And he's going out there proving it day in and day out that he is the real deal, right? And it's going to take a bad motherfucker to beat him. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the top shotters in the game, a pound-for-pound fighter, whether you want to admit it or not. You know what I'm saying? Don't get tired in the ring. You can't find a weakness on him. Y'all can say, oh, it's this, that, and the third, but you ain't see him go down from the shot or none of that. So you still can't say his chin ain't what it is. So at the end of the day, bro, is this what it's going to be? And I feel like, to be honest with you, Key, I feel like if he go out there and whoops Cepeda ass the way that they don't want him to whoop Cepeda ass, I still don't think they're going to give him his just doing this credit, bro. They're going to say Cepeda was a nobody.
They just going to minimize Cepeda.
What has Cepeda done? Who has he beat? Tevin Foreman really beat him twice. So what really has he done? You know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of word shit that go on the boxing, bro, that you can't control. And like I said, you're not going to beat the internet. So we can, do all this. They go, it's just trolls out there. That's they wake up to troll and be trolls. They don't know how to be nothing else but trolls. You know what I mean? And we need them. So keep on trolling.
Yeah, right. And see, this is the problem with a lot of these dudes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these motherfuckers, they can't comprehend well at all. You know what I'm saying? They level of comprehension is at a 5. They got like a 4-year-old level. I ain't gonna say that because I got my little man 4, and he comprehend a lot better than these dudes do. Right now, I'm gonna show y'all the level of comprehension is very, very low when you talk about some of these dudes. Right? I'm gonna show y'all a prime example. Right? Hold on, I'm finna show y'all. Hold on. Here go one right here. He says, man is nowhere near the same. I'm the same age as Floyd and watch his whole career is not the same. Now, if you the same age as Floyd, right, the last 48 years, you mean to tell me you can't comprehend well? Because did I say that Shakur Stevenson and Floyd Mayweather fought the same? Did I say that, Money? Did I say they was the same type of fighter?
Nope.
I said that people said the same shit about Floyd that they're saying about Shakur Stevenson. That's what I said. I didn't say that they fought the same. I didn't say they was the same fighters. I didn't even make no comparison of that at all. I said that people said the same things about Floyd that they said about Shakur Stevenson.
Facts.
When they actually do got similarity, because Shakur was whooping ass at 26 and 30, and when he got up to the third weight class, his hands started hurt. So Floyd was whooping ass from 35 up to 47. He went up 5 weight classes. He had hand problems, and when he got to 47, he revamped himself and started outboxing niggas. He was fighting them, but he was outboxing. But let's not say they not the same, because nobody's saying he got the same career as Floyd Mayweather. He got the same buzz as Floyd Mayweather. We're just talking about the critics, man, on what they say about fighters. Or Floyd wasn't running. He's scared to get punched. That was the whole narrative with Floyd. Okay, Raj.
Yeah, and the thing is like, I could have made a comparison, but I didn't even do that. I was just speaking on how people talked about him, and he couldn't comprehend that, right? Also, another nigga came in here, was in the chat talking about, oh, you capping. He didn't move nothing like Sweet Pea did. I never once said that him and Sweet Pea had the same type of defense and moved the same.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody hear me say that?
No.
I said that they said the same things about Sweet Pea. He was a runner. All he do is run. He boring. These people, I've been watching boxing longer than most of y'all have. Shit, the funny thing is they had that same narrative about Roy Jones Jr. on HBO for a long time. All he do is run.
Some of these people don't even remember HBO fights, bro.
And so the thing is that we've seen this time and time again. They do this to fighters that are hated on. You know what I'm saying? It's only black fighters. Let's just keep it a buck. It's only black fighters, but it comes from all different races going at these fighters. And it's they boring and they run, but these are the same fighters that y'all always talking about every day, right? You gonna tune in to watch them every time they fight. And it's that you're tuning in because you got that love-hate relationship. You want to see them lose, right? You want to see them lose so bad. You love every time they finna fight because you crossing your fingers that they take an L. And every time they don't take an L, you're biting blood out your bottom lip and you're moving the goalposts, right? And just like Money said, just do it. I'm gonna let you cook. Just like Money said, right? If he, because we don't know what's gonna happen. I have my thoughts on what he gonna do to Zepeda, but if he go out there, beat the shit out of Zepeda, right? They're gonna move the goalposts. They're gonna skip the Zepeda fight, and they're gonna go right back to the Edwin De Los Santos fight. That's all they're gonna do. That's what they do when they're not confident that their favorite fighter could get in the ring with this fighter and beat them. They always this is the era of making that excuse. Well, only reason he did that to Williams Zepeda because Williams Zepeda, Williams Zepeda wasn't nothing. Williams Zepeda, they're gonna move the goalposts. I guarantee you.
I know you to give the just. But how is you not the shit when you're $1 million fighter? I just want to put that out there. Let's just be realistic. But go ahead, Jeff.
And Remy, you've been talking a whole lot of shit. Hey, say less. I'm gonna drop the link for you. Hold on, say less. I'm gonna drop the link. Because you keep typing. You don't need to type no more. Shakur ain't this, and he ain't proved shit, and he ain't this, and he ain't that. Now you gonna act like, you see, now you in here talking about, y'all acting like Shakur isn't expected to beat Zepeda. I bet you was the same one that was talking about Shakur ducking Zepeda. He don't want the smoke. If he get in the ring with a Zepeda gonna do. I bet you the same one that do that.
Right, it's crazy, bro.
I bet you, and I'm a name names. I bet you the same one, and this is me talking, right? This ain't money. This ain't just do talk. I bet you one of them same ones that be over on channels like Knockout, like, oh yeah, for sure. Zepeda gonna do this and that, man. I know how y'all move, man. I know how y'all move.
Mm-hmm.
Like, see, when we talk boxing, we talk boxing. We don't just come to tear down fighters and hate on fighters, you know? Like, I don't like a lot of shit that Devin Haney has done in the past. But when I talk about Devin Haney, I don't get up here and tear him down as a fighter and he this and that. And this, like, ain't none of us on this panel do that. Mm-hmm. Y'all sit on these other channels and y'all used to doing that shit, and it's weird to me.
Right.
But there's the link right there.
That shit went from Shakur ducking Zepeda to, he's expected to win. Yeah, act like he ain't expected to win. I got a question for you. Was Ryan expected to win? Wasn't he expected to win? Shit, and a lot of people, shit, Devin was expected to win against Ryan too, right? Don't matter what you expect, you still got to see the fight.
Remy.
Big facts on that,
Jeff. I dropped the link, dog. The link is in the chat.
They're not coming up here, Key. They not like that, bro.
The link is in the chat. So talk your shit and give me some merit to back it up.
Josh Taylor, man, is leaking. And he don't look like nothing crazy.
Oh, that fight is on?
Yeah, it's in the 8th round.
I'm gonna give him the chat, but I got the song, so I'm gonna just run it back.
Who Josh Taylor fight?
It's not about.
Hey, just don't tell me I'm gonna run back and watch it. I'm gonna run back. I'm gonna watch it as soon as I get off here. I forgot about this shit. I'm gonna watch it. So don't even tell me what's going down.
Who Josh Taylor fight?
Remy, I dropped the link, dog. See, people want to be able to get that shit off in the chat, but then when you drop the link for them to come up, it'd be a different story. Because now they're going, you know what I'm saying? They can't just type. They're going to have to stand and be able to back up that shit that they were saying.
Yeah, they was so down bad, so bad, bro. They couldn't even talk about the Padley performance, so they rewound all the way back to De Los Santos, bro. I heard people talking about this man's woman, NBA young boy, disease is this, that. I'm like, bro, what am I hearing, bro? This ain't got nothing to do with boxing or the fight he just had. And that's why that was my point proven in a nutshell. It's not about if he's letting his hands go, if he being offensive, if it's entertaining. It's about how you feel about him, period. If you feel a certain way, you don't talk about what you really see. You talk about shit you wish it was. Like, you wish he was bad. You wish he was losing to these guys. You wish he was actually a runner. You wish he was scared to get in the ring. Like, it's a lot of projection when it comes to him. When I heard them talking about De Los Santos after a TKO win, where he ain't really even lose a round definitively, I'm like, yeah, y'all down bad, bro. Y'all talking about this man, woman. I was like, whatever, man. I'm good. That shit's not boxing, man.
And you know what else they did when he had to take the fight against Josh Padley, right? They tried to totally dismiss that he was supposed to fight Floyd Schofield, and Floyd Schofield pulled out at the last minute. They tried to create a whole narrative. Oh, he picking fighters like he fighting Josh Padley. Who is Josh Padley? And everybody ran with that instead of saying, look, man, we know that he had to fight this fighter because it was a last minute replacement because his original opponent pulled out. They tried to make it look like that he went and handpicked Josh Padley, did a whole training camp for Josh Padley, and then fought.
Right.
And then they don't even tell you the reason why he was fighting Kid Austin is because Williams Zepeda ducked out of the fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So they run with narratives, and that's why I'm gonna keep it real, and I'm speaking for myself. That's why a lot of these channels on here, these content creators, man, I don't fuck with them and I don't like them because they go out of their way to push false narratives when it's their duty, right? If they on here getting paid and y'all sending it, it's their duty to give y'all the correct news and the correct timelines of what's going on, but they push all this false shit and people go to their channels and that's where they get this shit from and they run with it because they don't know no better. And so, yeah, man,
that's a fact.
Man, we just go see, like, I hate because I know how people was talking about Williams Zepeda and Shakur Stevenson before the fight got made. Now, after the fight got made, oh man, Williams Zepeda ain't this, and Shakur's supposed to run through him, and he's like, but y'all wasn't saying that before that. And remember when Oscar De La Hoya came out with that video talking about Shakur turned down the fight and ducked, all of these dudes ran with them. Oh, Shakur scared of Zepeda. We knew he was gonna duck Zepeda. And all he do is he's cap. That's all. We told y'all he's all about cap. He don't want to fight none of these guys.
That's how it be, kid. Be just that way, bro. Like they catch amnesia so quick, bro, of why the dude had to get to the fight that he got to. But like I say, even with the Williams Zepeda fight, bro, like we said, we seen Padley, right? Oh, he fought an electrician. Padley is an electrician. He went 9 rounds with an electrician. Ain't no way he should have went 9, all that word shit. I say, man, even if he'd have knocked him out in the first or the second round, third round, fourth round, it don't matter what round he knocked him out in, y'all would have still been on the same shit, dogging him out and saying, oh yeah, he was expected to beat this dude. This dude was an electrician. He ain't even a real fighter. You're supposed to knock him out in 1 round. I can knock him out in 1 round. No, that electrician will whoop y'all ass. But
remember they were saying that he was ducking. What's the Dominican cat they said he was ducking?
I thought it was Navarrete.
No,
Javier Herrera.
He ducked Javier Herrera to fight. He's scared. He's terrified of Javier Herrera. And I'm like, man, y'all didn't even know who this motherfucking dude was 2 days ago. Now all of a sudden Shakur's scared of me ducking and he running and he hiding. And then Javier Herrera had a fight, like a week after Shakur's? It looked like some shit.
Right. It's crazy, bro. That same fight, somebody was vouching like, why Shakur ain't answering the call? Why ain't this and that? Why he acting this? I'm like, yo, respectfully, do you know name me 2 people Javier Herrera fought? Said better yet, name me the dude he just fought last. Couldn't even do it, bro. Imagine a world where you're vouching for a guy and you don't even know the guy he just fought last. He just fought. You vouching for you full of shit. You don't even watch it. You just hear that he called him out. Oh, you look at his record. Oh, he got knockouts. And y'all assume he's scared of people with knockouts. He beat that kid up. Then what y'all gonna say? Man, he was nobody anyway. Man, you miss me with that. These people.
Josh Padley had a better resume and had done more than Javier Herrera and still has to this day.
Facts.
But y'all want to see this is the thing. Like I always say, just my next door neighbor, and it was like this with Floyd. You know what I'm saying? It was like this, but with Floyd, it was like this with other ethnicities, right? The most of the blacks rode with Floyd, right? But with the other races, it was like this with Floyd. I'm talking about he couldn't do nothing right. Everything was, and so with Shakur, he get it from all areas because he's beefing with fighters that they like. That's where it comes from, right? And like I say always, man, my next door neighbor could come out and say that he used to box amateur 15 years ago and start calling out Shakur Stevenson, post up a video of him hitting the happy bag, and the whole box of all these same dudes would be like, Shakur ducking this guy. Well, we don't even know who he is. Oh, he's scared of him. He got knockout power. We can tell by the way he hit the bat. He's scared of, I'm telling you, he's scared of guys with knockout power. It's just like, man, anybody can come
the
up.
worst narrative that they got out there, I think, about him. That one and the runner jump.
Yeah, anybody can, but it's ridiculous how anybody can say anything about Shakur Stevenson, and all of a sudden, all these dudes on the internet all over talking about, oh, he's scared of him, he gonna duck, he ducking him, like he gonna fight. Like earlier, right? We was talking about Shakur and Devin Haney fighting. Then you got dudes all in the chat talking about Shakur scared of Tito McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, where that come from, bro?
Can't name you 2 people he fought though. I guarantee you.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying is all you have to do is have anybody come out, say that they'll fuck up Shakur Stevenson, everybody gonna run. That's all it takes. It don't matter if it's your next door neighbor. It don't matter if it's a niggas coming straight up from the amateurs. That's all it takes. They just want some shit that they to talk about. But it's great. But they don't understand that it's great for him because although you continue to try to minimize him, all you doing is making his name bigger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The way you really fuck up somebody is you just don't talk about them at all.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? But see, they don't even understand how to hate properly.
Nope.
They're going out of their way to hate, but they don't know how to hate properly. Because you can't hate on nobody that's that good. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to do it properly because you're gonna have to talk about it. Shit. You know, man.
But like we say, bro, what Floyd say, winning heals everything, brother. As long as you keep winning, they can keep on talking. As long as you going to the bank, cashing them motherfucking millions of dollars, feeding your family, living a happy life with a happy wife, man, they can kiss my ass and suck the tip of my shit for all I give a fuck. You hear me? So at the end of the day, this these dudes profession, bro. This shit is real life. We know what boxing is, bro. Nowadays, nigga, you a half of a loss from being disowned in a you know what I'm saying? Get a draw and you ain't shit.
Hey, shit, Devin won, and they said that he done. He need to retire.
You know what I mean? He's washed up. He's done. He's not the same anymore. It's over. After been out the ring for a whole year, Ryan go out there do the same shit. Look terrible. T.O. didn't look that as spectacular against motherfucking Barbosa. He didn't look spectacular. He didn't go out there motherfucking knock him out, press the issue, do some of that shit he was doing at motherfucking 35. He wasn't doing none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a pick and choose game, and we see what it is, bro. Like I could tell by the way people talk who they're a fan of, bro. I tell if they come here and say anything about Shakur, I know who you're a fan of. You know what I mean?
But
It's either or.
And you know what else, man? I want to throw out there, right? Because we talked about Devin Ryan, right? Rolly went out there, right? Now, and he beat Ryan. Now he's a spectacular fighter, man. We always told you Rolly is this and Rolly. Man, Rolly looks like the same fighter he always looked like. Ryan just didn't do shit.
Exactly.
Rolly didn't look special. Now everybody in their mind, they got that Rolly is so dangerous and Rolly beats everybody and Rolly is this and Rolly that. Rolly the same fighter that he was when you saw him his last fight. He just went out there against a Ryan Garcia that didn't do a motherfucking thing. Rolly didn't go out there and look special. He ain't do nothing special in that fight.
Key, Rolly the method, just touch it. Touch it. Come on, just touch it. You know you want to touch it. Mr. Touch It, man. Just touch it. Rolly, you know what I'm talking about, Jeff?
No, I don't think Just know. You remember when they said that Rolly, when they said Rolly was in the car with that girl? When they had brought us just little allegations on Rolly.
Right.
Oh, man. She said, I thought you just wanted to talk. She said, I just thought you wanted to talk. I look over, he got it out. He just told me, just touch it.
Just roll over the dome.
You know you want to touch it. Probably a motherfucker, bro.
It's just, but it just tell you, man, people don't know boxing, man. They just go off of like pure emotions. Like way outside here, people talk about Rolly after he beat Ryan Garcia. That you know what I'm saying? threw 2 punches around, and they now Rolly. I was like, man, y'all just crazy.
Prisoners of the moment.
It's
Prisoners
crazy.
of the moment.
Exactly, just a lot. That's exactly what they is.
All you got to do is have somebody come out and with a video, right, that got some motion to say that, you know, Rolly sleep Shakur Stevenson.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna run with that shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Shit's sad. It's really sad. That shit's sad. It's sad. If they only knew how hard that man worked for real, I think people would stop talking.
And
No, they won't.
It's crazy,
No, they
like
won't.
me, right?
Some of them, I say anyway. Some of these dudes.
Yeah.
And you know what else is crazy to me, right? Hank went out there and had a draw, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? He had a draw. I didn't see a different Tank than I always see, right? He just had a different opponent that was you had to win in there with a good game plan and was able to stay right there with him, right?
Right.
He had a draw. I don't know about you, because I don't do live streams all the time, but every live stream that I've done since Tank had that draw, it ain't been the same tone.
Mm-mm.
These niggas ain't been in the chat talking that same shit that they was talking before Tank had that draw, right? You don't hear the loud, Tank, big Tank this and Tank don't fuck. Oh, you know how they was talking in the chat. They was crazy. Why the man, he only got a draw? Why y'all ain't talking the same? Now I brought that point up to say that these boxing fans is fickle. They fickle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's people I don't even see no more since that fight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That you will see every time you turn your camera on, they right there. Tank, it's big Tank. Tank fucking up everybody. Don't nobody want Tank. And then now it's like, okay, where them people? Where is that same energy? Where them people at? Just keep the same energy. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
They disappeared. Some of these people disappeared off the face of the tube, man. Don't even see them no more. Don't even want to talk.
You couldn't even turn your camera on before you had the comments in there. Like I ain't even said nothing. Show ain't even about that. But it's just the fans is crazy, bro. Like these fans is crazy, and most of them they just don't know shit about boxing. That's why, and you know they don't know shit about boxing. That's why they talk how they talk.
Mm-hmm.
They can't have a dialogue, a boxing conversation. You know, get on the panel and break down these fights, and it's just you gotta deal with a lot of ignorant shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, it's a lot of a lot of shit going on, man. But to wrap it up, man, I'm gonna say this: I want to see Shakur after he beats Zepeda. I want him a full court press on Devin Haney and be willing to move up. I need Jaron Ennis to start popping his shit more because he's giving these fighters and promoters free reign to paint him as a duck. You know, and I know that's not the case. And you know, and I hate fighters that's talented like that. Of Jaron Bruce Ennis just sit back and not pop his shit like he should, right? I'm looking forward to seeing what Devin Haney do, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what Devin Haney do. You know, obviously they trying to get the TO fight. Obviously he's trying to get the TO fight. Hopefully, Teofimo Lopez get off that bullshit and take the fight. You know, if not, hey, I think Money brought up something. They need to press Rolly. That's a fight that's Rolly free. He won. You won. Make that happen if you can't. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia fell through. I think that would be a good fight that the fans would want to see. I think it's an intriguing fight because you got the power People gonna talk about the power of Rolly, right? You got the power of Rolly, and then you got Devin Haney's boxing skills. I think that's a great fight to make if you can't get the T.O. fight. If T.O. don't accept the Devin Haney fight and be on that bullshit, who does he fight? Because he's calling out Boots. I wish Boots would take the Devin Haney fight. That's who I really want to. I mean, not the Devin Haney, the T.O. fight. I wish Boots would put him in the casket. That's what I really want to see. But I'm hearing from Eddie Hearn that Boots don't really fancy. He don't really like that T.O. fight. Like he really like, you know what I'm saying? What do I get out of that fight? I'm gonna beat his ass and then what? Like, and you know, I know Boots is looking at trying to do what he can to become undisputed, but at this point, I think Boots need to just realize that he's not going to be able to become undisputed, bro. If Mario Barrios beats Manny Pacquiao, that's going to take him to a new level, pain-wise, right? He's not going to give Boots no fight. PBC, they going to keep that belt over there. They not finna let him go get his ass beat by Boots. Ain't nobody that have half a brain think that Mario Barrios can beat Boots. And if you think Mario Barrios can beat Boots, you don't got half a brain when it comes to boxing. So that ain't gonna happen, right? Boots need to realize that he's not going to be able to become undisputed. He's not. It's a wrap. You're not gonna be able to get that strap off of Mario Barrios. Manny Pacquiao definitely ain't gonna fight no Boots if he beats Mario Barrios. They not finna put him in the death sentence.
Right.
So with that being said, Boots got to realize, man, that yeah, you had a dream of becoming undisputed, but that shit ain't gonna come to fruition. So we got Brian Norman. Brian Norman willing to fight Boots for sure, but in between time, if you move up to 154, you're not coming back down. We know that. So to me, just in money, the smart thing would be for Boots to beat the shit out of Teofimo Lopez at 147, right? And then make the Brian Norman fight because, yeah, you can't become undisputed, but you still can unify. If they strip you because you got that mandatory, well, you can still become two-time champion if you could beat Brian Norman.
Right?
And you can move up.
Right.
You can still move up. You know what I'm saying? That ain't, you still won't, that's gonna be less than a year. You'll take the Teofimo fight this year. In the beginning of next year, you fight Brian Norman and then move up. To me, that's the best thing you could do, right? They all gonna be big money fights. So why not? Why not?
All right. You gotta make the right choice. Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah, so I think that should be the move for him. Maybe it's just me wanting to see him beat the shit out of T.O. Because a lot of people, you got Tim Bradley. I don't know what the hell, and I fuck with Tim Bradley. You know what I'm saying? Like I respect his takes. They're saying this is Tim Bradley, but Tim is tripping. And now I'm hearing a lot of people say the same shit that Tim was saying. That Boots T.O. is a dangerous fight for Boots. And man, come on. I don't know how people can say that. I don't know what he has done in his career to show anybody that he's there. And then people be like, oh man, look what Karen. The Boots had trouble. Boots didn't have no trouble with Karen. Boots beat Karen 12-0 the first fight. Karen came and he made it a more competitive fight the second fight. But T.O. can't beat Karen. Like y'all keep talking about, oh man, the Karen fight. Can Teofimo Lopez beat Karen?
I think he'd give. I think Karen give him hell. I was saying that on my show. I think Karen give him fits. T.O.
can't beat Karen. Like if Sandor Martin, right, who is a peer boxer, to me beat Teofimo Lopez. We see how T.O. looked against him. If Jermaine Ortiz, who is a peer boxer, did what he did to Teofimo Lopez, and I think he flat out beat T.O., right? And that's just to name it too. if T.O. and Karen fought, see, they like to minimize fighters because they're not familiar with who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Karen shows you he can fight. You seen Boots do what he did to all these other fighters, beat the dog shit out of them and ran through them. And then you seen what Karen was able to do. I'm gonna say more so the second fight, right? Karen solidified and showed you that he was a real solid fighter, that he was a good fighter. Ain't nothing in Karen's arsenal showed me that Teofimo Lopez can move up to 147 and beat at all.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So like y'all making these comparisons, but you know, I know you said it, but other than you, I ain't never heard nobody say, okay, well, can T.O. even beat Karen? Because see, and this is what they do when it's fighters that they like to hate on. When it's Boots, right? You've seen Boots do what he's done to all these opponents, but what's the one thing in the one opponent that they bring up when it comes to Boots?
You said with that?
No,
Karen, right? Karen.
Just like the same thing they do with Shakur when it comes to Santos. They do the same thing with Boots. They try to act like none of his other fights existed, and the first thing they do is go right to Karen.
They do it all the time. They be down bad, just like with the runner shit. I'd be like, yo, out of 23 fights, name the fights for me that I should go watch to show me that he run. Go. Yeah. Dude said, I had a new one yesterday with Valdez, or not yesterday, a few days back. Dude said Valdez. I was like, bro, you just talking now. Yeah, I say, y'all be down bad, man. Boots have a couple fights where he look a little less than himself, or he don't get the knockout. Y'all lose your minds, but forget to mention the fact that he still won down there every single round and hurt his guy in the first fight. Karen said he still felt Boots' power with him moving as much as he was doing, and it never looking like he troubled him, but he admitted to it. Like, that dude can crack, man. Strong, I'm telling you. And that's Karen. I feel like, you see how Floyd ran into Emmanuel Augustus type? You know what I mean? In his mind, like, that was one of his toughest fights, if not his toughest. I think he on record saying that. I feel like Boots ran into his version of Augustus, right? Not saying they fight anything alike, but he ran into his guy that, you know, just don't look good against, but you'll beat him. Get what I'm saying? That's what it was. So, and he showed you the bigger fight, the bigger moment, the more proven fighter, and Stan Jonas undefeated. Look what he did when everything was on the line. Look how he shot. So,
well, and I see people saying why we ain't talking, why ain't nobody got Gary Antoine on their list, right? And then Remy Ogun, he say that why y'all not talking about Gary Antoine Russell fighting Shakur, T.O., Keyshawn, etc. Well, that's a good question. Finally, you asked something that I can actually respond to. That's a good question, because I think you got a point, right? We got to put Gary Antoine Russell in these conversations, and not only with Shakur, T.O., Keyshawn, we got to put him in the conversation with Tank, and we got to put him in the conversation with Devin Haney also. Right. So we're going to put all those names. We're going to put Gary Antoine Russell in the conversation with all of these fighters, right? All of them fighters, right? And the reason that ain't nobody screaming Gary Antoine Russell's name, and the reason that if you notice, Bill Haney didn't put Gary Antoine Russell on that list. You see that, and I'm glad you brought that to my attention, because I just realized that Bill didn't put him on that list. And the reason why ain't nobody screaming his name is because Gary is a jack of all trades. When he on his A game, he's a jack of all trades. He has a very high rating IQ. He's hella intelligent. People don't even know he was a valedictorian of his graduating class. So that means he highly intelligent, right? You can see how he speak, right? And he the jack of all trades, because not only can he put your lights out, right, with that power, he thumping, he can box too. And so I think that ain't nobody rushing to get in the ring with. Now, I'm not saying none of these dudes are ducking him or would duck him, but as far as throwing his name out there, right? Because they know that Gary Antoine is gonna pop up on Mill City. Shit, you saying my name? What's popping? That's one thing about Gary Antoine.
Right.
You call his name out, it ain't gonna be like Boots where he just, might not catch it or might not watch it or ignore it. He gonna see that shit and he coming. And then after he come, Gary Russell Jr. gonna come and pop his shit. So and he's gonna make you stand on that shit. He's gonna call your bluff, right? And it's gonna be in that same week he gonna call your bluff. So I don't think ain't none of these guys calling his name out like that because they're not rushing to the forefront to get in the ring with Gary Antoine Russell. That's just what it is. And I'm talking about all of them. You're not finna hear Shakur say, oh, I move up to 140 right now and fight Gary, right? You're not finna hear Keyshawn say, I'll move up to 140 right now and fight Gary Russell. You're not finna hear Devin Haney and Bill Haney. Shit, we'll fight Gary Russell. He free. I'm free because that's the case right now. They both free, right? You ain't gonna hear and Teofimo Lopez, oh yeah, I'll fight Gary Russell because Teo don't want no part to no Gary Russell, right? And so it's so on and so on. And so, like I said, I'm not saying these guys are ducking Gary Russell. I'm saying that they know that he is a problem for any and all of them. He's a problem. Win, lose, or draw, we're going to have a problem with this man.
Facts.
Because he can do it all. It ain't like he's like a Rolly where you just got to go out there and worry about his Rolly around where you just got to go out there. You know they can't box that good. You just got to worry about their power and speed, right? It ain't like, like a Devin Haney, we're not worried about getting hurt, right? But we got to worry about, him boxing us. No, he can do it all. You know what I'm saying? He can do it all. And so when you got a fighter like that, ain't nobody jumping up and down and raising their hand talking about pick me. That's why you ain't hearing Gary Russell, Antoine Russell in none of these conversations. And I agree. And I'm glad you brought that to my attention because Gary Antoine Russell should be in the conversation with all of these guys.
Yeah. Like, think about not too long ago having that 100% KO ratio. That was just about any other fighter. Like, they'd be big as hell. You get what I'm saying? So he do get a little bit slept on, overlooked. But the real ones know what's up. Gary is out there, and we all rock with him. You know what's funny, bro? I don't know if y'all know. They had, it ain't go too far, but they had reached out to Shakur and asked him about fights with Gary and Matias at 140. You know what I'm saying? You know him. You know what his energy was like. But I don't think Gary Russell, I don't think he cared for the matchup too much as far as him and Shakur because the history, I guess. Yeah, it's not bad history. There's good history. Sound like
they came up together. Like they actually real tight.
Right.
Like I remember Batman telling me all the time that Shakur, like they all came up together. They always like that. They didn't spar, hundreds of rounds against each other and all of that shit. So, they trained together, all of that. So, but hey.
It's one of the things where you'll cross that bridge when you get there, but it ain't something that you actively trying to look for or waiting for. You get me? It's one of them things where if it's a situation, obviously you'll consider it, but from what it sounds like, nah, as far as pursuing it or nah, we ain't doing that.
That's because, man, we got Shakur at 35. We got Gary Russell at 40. Just won a title, right? It's like, and it's Shakur third weight class. Gary in his first weight class. Gary got niggas. He got niggas on his hit list that he wants. You know what I'm saying? So that fight, it's like, why you not mentioning with him? That's unrealistic. You're mentioning with the fighter that you can mention it with. T.O.'s and Devin Haney's the ones that's up there that they can make it happen with. Shakur got business at 135, man. That's where he got business at. Let him have his business there. And it's not saying, oh, he's ducking or running and shit like that. But people not moving up out of their position where they at, where they making millions of dollars to go to another weight class so fast. And you know what I'm saying? It's not just gonna be that, bro. So he out in his business where he at. Gary Antoine Russell having his business where he at. He got niggas that he want. Gary Antoine got niggas that he want. You feel me? So they on two different trajectories right now. And I don't see them never fighting, just to be realistic with you.
I wouldn't say they would never fight. I think that if they both stay at the top of their game and see, because what people don't realize, right, is Gary Antoine Russell, he can make 135 easily right now. Like, when I met Gary, I didn't realize how small he really was. Like, Gary's small. Like, I done been around Shakur and Gary, and I can't say that Gary bigger than Shakur. He's not.
Right.
Like, Gary's a lot smaller in person than y'all look at him on TV. Is Gary's small, man. He's very small. And to me, Gary's special to be even fighting at 140, because he shouldn't really be fighting at 140. Like, Gary is a 135 pounder, easy. But that's why you see every time Gary weigh in, he weigh in at he'll weigh in at what? 136, 137. Why he always so under the weight every time he weigh in? He's a small 140 pounder. Them dudes are way bigger than him in that weight division. So when it comes to, like, say, if you're talking about a Shakur and Gary, I think that fight is possible, because Gary, he can go down to 135 easy.
He talked about it. He said about it. Yeah.
And so I think, man, I don't know why Gary chose to go to 140. I don't know why, but I think that Gary would be a way bigger name. I think he should have been a 135 pounder.
Yeah, I don't see it on 75. I think he'll be, by the time Shakur go up, I think Gary probably will go up as well. So I don't think they'll ever be in the same weight class with each other. Like I say, in the future, the money coming down, coming up, that's gonna be a situation. But right now, like I said, I don't see them being in the same, because I don't think Shakur leaving 35 no time soon. Now, what you're saying with Gary going down, it'll have to be sooner than later, because I know he ain't gonna just stay at 40 all his damn career. And we know it's a few people that do that shit, and we know them boys take care of themselves too. So they ain't no drinkers, no smokers, none of that shit. So but we know age play a factor as well. Shit, the older you get, you know what I'm saying, shit start growing different. So it's like we'll see. I like to see the fight, but I don't see that happen. I think the realistic names is the Devins and the T.O.s. Like you say, Devin, they don't want no parts of him, bro. They don't want no parts of that man, none whatsoever. I've been knew that. I'm gonna continue to say that. We seen Bill in the gym with Richard Hitchens talking about, I'm scouting. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna look for some. I ain't gonna say soft touches, but Gary Antoine Russell, they don't want nothing to do with that, bro. Just my opinion.
You see, Josh Gallimore, he was actually in Vegas with the same time I was. You see what he said? He said, when I was in Vegas and I saw Gary, he for sure did look kind of small, in my opinion. Gary can mix it up at 135 for sure. Gary versus Shakur, a good fight though. Yeah, Gary is small, and it's crazy that I think they got Gary listed at like 5'10". That shit is the most outrageous shit. Gary is like 5'7". Gary's not nowhere near no 5'10". And it's crazy that they got him listed at that. And I remember Batman, you know what I'm saying? We at the crib chilling this shit, right? And we get to talking, and he like, man, they got my little brother listed at 5'10". My little brother ain't no 5'10". He 5'7". He 5'7". He the same height as me. And I said, nah, Gary, because I'm looking at Gary on TV. I'm like, nah, he gotta be. He fight at 140. And yeah, Batman was right about it. Like, yeah, he's 5'7". He's not no 5'10". I don't even know why they. Let me see box rate. Hold on. I think that's what they got him listed as. And he's way smaller than like I said, Gary's smaller than Shakur Stevenson, way smaller than Devin Haney and all them guys. Have you ever met Gary in person?
I ain't meet him.
You haven't met him?
I seen him in person. I ain't meet him though.
They got him listed at 5'10". That shit crazy, man. They got I'm on box rec right now. They got him listed at 5'10". So that let y'all know y'all can't go off of box rec.
Yeah, man, ain't none of them 5'10".
Even my girl was like, she was like, wow, I didn't know Gary was so small. He's small.
Mm-hmm.
He's small, man. And so like that just lets you know, man, how special he is, because a lot of them dudes at 140, they big dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Richardson Hitchens a big ass dude. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them guys that like, that fight at 140, like Ryan Garcia, he was supposed to fight at 140. I didn't meet Ryan Garcia in person, right? Ryan Garcia, that motherfucker big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is.
Ryan and they got Ryan Garcia listed at 5'10". Ryan Garcia and Gary Russell ain't nowhere near the ballpark of being the same size.
Yep. The same height, shit. Hell no.
Like, it's crazy. And Ryan Garcia every bit of 5'11". Devin Haney way bigger. Like them some big, 140 pounders. Yeah, man. So anyway, and let me get y'all last word. We've been on here damn near 3.5 hours, man. I'm finna wrap it up.
Man, I appreciate you having me on, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. This was a good build, man. I'm just looking forward to what's next for these dudes. But, after, what's going to come out of all of this, what's going to come out of that list, so to speak, for Devin, man. Hope he get his guy.
Yeah, I hope so, man. Like if we can't get Boots and T.O., let's get Devin and T.O.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, most definitely a great deal, man. You know what I mean? Let's see what happens with Shakur and Keyshawn, how that play out. Let's see if Keyshawn and Richard Hitchens never can make it happen, because that's a good ass fight. It's a lot of good fights out there, man. That's up and that can be made. Let's just say there's a lot of good fights out there that can be made. Boxing will always be here. It ain't dead. I heard a lot of motherfuckers, oh man, that's why boxing is this, man. Boxing is still be alive until the end of time. Y'all motherfuckers gonna love to see motherfuckers getting punched in the face. Always gonna be somebody else to come in and steal the spotlight. If somebody coming, don't worry. You know what I mean? But it just come down to the point of you new fans sitting on these panels, listening to these Negroes talk all this weird shit. I ain't gonna even say what y'all gotta do, because I know a bunch of y'all sheep anyway. Like, it's just the nature of the beast, and it is what it is. Feel how you want to feel. Y'all go follow the crowd, whatever motherfuckers say. You can't speak your own mind. But start doing your own research on these fighters and understand how hard it is for these fighters out here in these boxing streets, and understand what real talent is. Real talent over some shit where cats trying to make people, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of cats out here trying to make people have more talent than a real talent, which is pathetic to me. I'm talking about real pathetic to me. You know what I mean? You looking at real per talent that you missing out on because you want to hate on it. You got this your life that you letting pass by. You got real talent out here that's great talent, and you disrespecting it by not respecting it. You understand what I'm saying? Enjoy it while you can. You know what I'm saying? I always say when you get older and your grandkids look at it, they gonna call you a dumb motherfucker when they go back and look at these fighters. You know what I mean? These kids are smart out here. They start seeing these fighters, these kids ask real questions. Well, why you couldn't just cut the ring off, granddad? I don't think you know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? These kids ain't dumb at all out here in these boxing streets, bro. You know, you learn to hit and not get hit in the sport of boxing. That's what the sport of boxing is. That's what it's always gonna be. Not rock'em sock'em robots like you motherfuckers want. So at the end of the day, man, we're gonna see how this shit play out for these fighters, bro. I'm gonna enjoy it. A pugilism fight or a motherfucker going on a rock'em sock'em fight. Or like you say, he a chess master where you got a smooth nigga out there that can punch, that can counter your ass and put you out. It's a sport of everything, bro. It's a sport of everything. So if you don't enjoy it, and that's on you, bro. But don't try to push it aside and have these fighters act like they ain't who they is. You know, I don't know what y'all get out of it. Let me be real. I don't know what y'all get out of it. Like, what y'all get out of hating on the motherfucker. That's rich as that. Like, be realistic, because they don't give a fuck what you're talking about. Because I know if I'm in my trap and I'm booming, I don't give two fucks how you telling me how I'm running my shit, or why I'm running my shit, or where I'm running my shit. You ain't gonna stop nothing. But if you run up in this motherfucker, you'll get fucked up. I tell you that much. You feel me? So shouts out to Shakur, man. Keep doing your thing. Shouts out to all the fighters out there. I respect them all. You know what I mean? Like we say, we don't never disrespect fighters. Like he say, never down or whatever. Like, whatever you do in the ring, if you a bad motherfucker, I'm gonna say you're a bad. Even if I don't like you, right? I'm not gonna, but I give you your respect on what you're doing because that's undeniable. I'm not gonna deny your talent. You know what I mean? That's a gift you're giving to us, still and all, even if I don't like you. And I'm gonna watch you. Hoping you get your ass beat. But if you whip like goddamn that punk motherfucker, a bad motherfucker, but still fuck him. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, y'all need to learn how to do that, bro. So it is what it is, bro.
Yeah. Salute. And I appreciate you, Just Do, man, coming up here and supporting the channel too, man, in the super chat, man. I appreciate you.
Man,
and y'all make sure that y'all go subscribe to Just Do Boxing, man. He's live every day. Every day he live cooking. Let him know what time you go live every day.
Oh yeah, man. You know, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern time.
Just Do Boxing, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern time. He's cooking. You're going to get real boxing over there. None of that bullshit. None of that come over here so we can all get together and tear down the fighter we don't like. He keep it a buck, you know, from every angle. So make sure that y'all go subscribe to his channel and check him out. You know what I'm saying? Monday through Friday. And make sure that y'all go to Money Brown TV, subscribe to him. He gonna be doing back live, doing his thing soon. So be on the lookout. And next week we got Jamal Charlo coming back. We got Caleb Plant, and then the week after that we got the businessman Keyshawn Davis and Edwin De Los Santos. Man, I can't wait for these next 2 weeks of boxing. It's gonna be lit. This whole month of June, my bad. June gonna be lit. July gonna be lit. Man, you got August, September. It's crazy. Boxing finna be crazy. It's finna be a crazy summer. And I can't wait, man. And Kajin asked me real quick. He says, everything boxing, what's up? I got a quick question. Can Devin Haney cut off the ring? I don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy because a lot of these fighters that have great footwork that's looked at as being like pure boxers, sometimes you see them and they have a hard time cutting off the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen it before. So we don't know. We got to see once he's put in the fight to where he got to go get his man, then we'll see, can he cut off the ring? I don't think that, he might have a hard time. We don't know. I don't think that he got to practice on cutting off the ring. I don't think that's a focal point of his game. So, he might get caught off guard. Who knows? We just got to see. I can't say if he can or he can't. We got to see. He's never really had to before. But, I can't wait. We got some great fights coming up, and it's going down. I appreciate y'all, everybody that tuned in. If you ain't hit the like button, make sure that you hit the like button. If you watching on X, right, on Twitter, on X, make sure you come to YouTube, subscribe to YouTube, and I appreciate all y'all. We out.
Peace.